to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
48 and mostly sunny skies at 10 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Pittsburgh is facing a growing fleet crisis, and officials say finding a steady source of revenue is essential to tackling the problem. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has the story.
During Wednesday's City Council meeting, Fleet Manager Furman Maurice warned that the city's vehicle crisis is worsening.
At the end of the day, fleet is how the city delivers. Every truck, every patrol car, every medic unit. They're not just vehicles. They're the backbone of how this city serves its residents. The investments we make here determine how fast we respond, how clean our streets are, how reliable our services are. Everything you've seen today, the data, the plan, the benchmarks, it all comes back to one idea: reliability.
Maurice says the city needs to spend $22 million per year to replace older and high-mileage vehicles. However, next year's budget allocates just over $10 million, a figure expected to decline sharply in the coming years. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
Also, City Council voted 5-4 Wednesday to amend an inclusionary zoning bill. The change eliminates a requirement for developers of new apartment buildings with at least 20 units to set aside 10% of them as affordable housing. Councilmember Erica Strasburger's amendment also expands the concept.
Affordable housing is far broader than how many units in brand new apartment buildings are reserved for lower income renters. Affordable housing also means homeownership opportunities, which is not addressed in this bill. It also means rental options at all price points in all kinds of structures across all 90 neighborhoods.
Council voted to send the amended bill back to the Planning Commission for a recommendation. PennDOT is applying HFST, high-friction surface treatment, on high crash areas of roadways in Pittsburgh. Spokesperson Stephanie Zolnak says the road treatment increases grip and prevents skidding, especially in wet conditions.
Where you might have the hydroplaning that does occur whenever your vehicle is trying to traverse a horizontal curve, or approach an intersection where you need to stop quickly.
The next HFST application starts tonight on the Parkway East. There will be inbound and outbound lane restrictions as needed from 9 p.m. through 5 a.m. tomorrow morning between the Squirrel Hill and Oakland exits. Police swarmed a motorcycle club building in Washington County Wednesday afternoon. Officers showed up with a search warrant at Sin City Disciples Motorcycle Club on North Main Street in Washington City. Sources say the search is connected to a deadly shooting over the weekend. Investigators were looking for video and other evidence in the killing of 20-year-old Julian Lasik. A second shooting victim was in critical condition. His identity has not been released. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 88 points at 46,341, and the Nasdaq up 102 points, and the S&P up 18. KDKA Sports, Steelers-Bengals tonight in Cincinnati at 8:15. Playoff baseball, the Dodgers are hosting the Brewers. The Blue Jays visit the Mariners. And in the NHL, a league game for the Penguins versus the LA Kings at 10 p.m. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. For your home's windows, siding, doors, and bath, trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time 10:03. Time to fall into Coit Clean. Call 1-800-FOR-COIT and save 50% off drapery cleaning, 35% off all other Coit cleaning services. 48 and sunny in Pittsburgh. AAA traffic in the AccuWeather forecast next.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi. If your garage floor looks lousy, stains, cracks, bad epoxy job, you know who to call. Comer and Cross Concrete Floors. That number's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. A Comer and Cross garage floor will be your favorite home improvement ever. It's like pulling into a new car showroom every night. A Comer and Cross garage floor is the gold standard. Guaranteed to never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever again. And they make it so easy. They're all uniformed, pros, no subcontractors. They're going to be in and out in one day. That's all it takes. They'll fix the cracks and pits perfectly before applying your new floor. They even take your stuff out for you. How about that? So call Comer and Cross now for your best price of the year, starting with $750 off. Even their number's easy. 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Call that now. Or go to COMERCross.com. Comer and Cross Concrete Floor Coatings.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up? Well, Marty, we have delays left from the earlier rush hour, and they're pretty heavy on the Parkway West. You're still stacking before you reach the top of Green Tree Hill. Right by that Green Tree off-ramp is where you get in line before the Fort Pitt tunnels. Parkway East inbound is just slow for you at Edgewood Swissvale. Do want to have you be prepared to dodge single-lane restrictions on the Highland Park Bridge today until about 3 p.m. You'll find bridge inspectors working in either direction on that span, forcing a single-lane restriction. They do promise that they won't restrict both sides of the span at the same time. In either case, do watch out for delays as you travel there. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunshine but cool with a high of 62 this afternoon, then clear and cold tonight. Frost is possible mainly outside the city, low 37. Partly sunny, high 64 tomorrow. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zayer, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
This October, don't let a bone-rattling old ride spook you. Get into something new at Bowser's Subaru in Pleasant Hills. This October, take the fright out of car shopping with the 2025 Subaru Crosstrek, the SUV built for every adventure, no matter how chilling the road ahead. Lease a 25 Crosstrek Premium, VIN number SH335562, for just $289 a month. These October savings won't last. Get to Bowser Subaru today with credit approval and financing through SMFL. MSRP $30,161. 36-month lease with 10,000 miles per year, $1,099 due at signing. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer doc fee of $477 applies. See Bowser Subaru for complete details. Offer ends November 1st. BowserSubaru.com. Bowser Subaru, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
Have an issue in your community? Talk about it now with Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
I find it, I have this conundrum with law and order. It seems to me, for the most part, and I have this discussion with a lot of folks because I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I pick a side, and the side that benefits folks the most, and the side where we can create the most difference. And I find it fascinating that these judges that get elected that don't think that criminals should be punished. I don't understand it. No, I'm serious. Now, some of the judges with the juveniles argue that this kid is too young to understand he just shot someone in the face. Okay. Some of the judges would argue that it's really not fair that we take folks and arrest them for minor offenses and put them in jail and they don't get out until their trial because they can't afford any bond. Okay. Some would argue that a lot of these judges let these people free because they're mentally ill, but then they put them out on the streets and they're mentally ill on the streets and they get beaten or robbed or murdered. So they're not helping them. This ideology that somehow this poor kid who just raped a woman or murdered someone is a victim transcends any pragmatic thinking that anyone would have. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Now, a lot of liberal judges look at the kid's background and said, oh, look, he came from a poor family, he was abused. Okay. But by that token, do we say anyone that ever came from a poor family or a divorced family or a family of an alcoholic or a drug addict deserves the right to rape someone or rob someone or shoot someone because they had a rough childhood? If those are the rules, let me know. We're in this weird phase of life where we have this massive group of judges that you people elected because you think people are improperly punished, and now the judges won't punish any of them. And so they murder people and rape people and shoot people. They do. And the judge feels bad and they go back out on the street and they do it again. Over and over again, man. And I read these judges, and they think that juveniles should be treated differently, not after they rape or murder or shoot someone. And how are they treated? By sending them home to mom where they learned the criminal activity in the first place? I want to use this piece from X that kind of jumped out at me and then mention what happened with that shooting at Ross Park Mall a few weeks ago. But listen to this atrocity. Listen. It's crazy. This is where we're at in America. It's bad.
Don't matter to me, though. Body on camera statement made by the defendant. I'll admit it. I killed them. I burnt those. Don't matter to me, though. I admit to doing it.
McGriff is charged with 13 counts of first-degree murder, 2 counts of second-degree murder, and various counts of other crimes, including robbery and arson, tied to the September 8th slaying of the elderly couple. Surveillance video appears to show Frank in his final moments, desperately trying to stop McGriff from invading his home after McGriff claimed he was lost and needed help charging his phone.
It's clear that he went to one door first, and then that person shut the door on him.
Prosecutors detailing 5 hours of terror.
During that time period, he tied up Mr. Olton in the basement. He stabbed him. He tried to get money transferred into his own account. That was denied by the bank.
Tried to set Frank Olton on fire to conceal evidence of this vicious crime, but that fire failed to catch. He appears to have then tied Maureen Olton to a chair upstairs in the living room.
Disgusting.
Where he then strangled her to death.
Prosecutors say McGriff set the living room on fire before escaping with the couple's phones and credit cards, which he used to go on a shopping spree. Police found him 3 days later in Times Square.
So why am I letting you listen to this? So this kid, this bum, this killer, this grown man who's had a lifetime of this violent activity. So listen, level 3 sex offender, wanted for 2 armed robberies. He's going through this neighborhood in New York, and he knocks on the door of this wonderful elderly couple, and he says, "Can I charge my phone?" And then he tortured them and murdered them because they let him into his house. Tried to set them on fire. Tied the older gentleman to a chair. 30-year criminal record, and he's out in the damn street. 30 years. What are we doing, man? No, where does the compassion end? And where does the ability to say, whoa, he's going to kill someone, begin? And then there's this. As we stated, with that shooting at Ross Park Mall, guess who did it? Oh, a teenager. Guess what he has? Oh, extensive criminal history. And on and on and on. My insider, decades of law enforcement experience, Jim Klingensmith. What is it that got us to this point, sir, where justice isn't justice and criminals are treated like they're victims? What the hell's happening in America, sir?
The judges created this. They don't enforce the law, and everybody sees it.
Yeah, but hold on. How the hell do they think that way, though? Where's that come from?
It's politics. It has to be. There's no other explanation for it. You know, I went to law classes, okay? They went to law classes. They're not enforcing the law. They're enforcing their personal opinion and personal views. They don't enforce the law.
Yeah, but hold on. Using this crime as an example, how does your personal view become it's cool that this lifetime offender is out there to offend again? That's what I can't add up, brother. Help me. Help me here.
Yeah, I can't figure it out. They really do enjoy it. You know, I mean, it's so bad that there's jokes on the street through the law enforcement community. They're calling the Kia crew the Sizemore crew because Judge Sizemore lets them all out, and these cops are repetitively going to meet them and arrest them and chase them down. And, you know, we're not letting kids go for bubblegum robberies here. These are armed robberies. People are dying. people are getting shot. New victims are created every day because a judge has a personal opinion that kids are incompetent to stand trial.
Yeah, but my man, there's 8 of them. There's 8 of them on the bench in Pittsburgh. 8 of them, brother.
They don't care. They're not going to change. They're not going to change. They want this. They want this. They want these
What do they
kids
want? Hold on, man. What the hell do they want? What is they want? What are we doing here?
I don't know. They're not doing their job. That's for sure.
Can you hang, man?
Yes, sir.
No, I need someone to explain this to me like a 4th grader because I'm an idiot. What is it they want? When you have a juvenile that has 14 priors that tries to kill all of his friends at Ross Park Mall and then he's back out in the street, what is it they want? No, really, what? What are we after here? What are you trying to accomplish? I can't tell you. Maybe you can tell me. I really don't understand. Have someone who's woke call in, whatever the hell that means. Have a liberal call in. What the hell does this mean, man? From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
What's up, Marty? Is the Parkway East is easing off from the rush hour delays, just a little bit slow past Edgewood Swissvale for you. Parkway West, though, still kind of heavy right around the top of Green Tree Hill. Want to give you the heads up to watch for slowdowns during your evenings and overnights around paving crews on Route 88 Library Road in South Park Township. On weeknights through Tuesday night, October 21st, you'll find a single alternating lane of travel on 88 between the Washington County line and Corrigan Drive. Crews will be there 8 p.m. to 6 each following morning, weather permitting. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to the Marty Griffin Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, it's Lynn Hayes Freeland. You know, fall is the perfect time to get outdoors before it gets too cold. That's why AARP Pennsylvania is teaming up with the Allegheny Land Trust for a free walking series for adults 50 and older. Now, there's one coming up on October 24th from 5 to 6:30. It's a spooky, haunted history hike at Dead Man's Hollow Conservation in McKeesport, but you must register in advance at aarp.org/local.
NASCO Roofing. Here's why I love NASCO. First of all, woman needed a roof and her husband. Horrible situation with the roof. Massive hole on the roof. No one would fix it. $20,000 plus job. Jerry and Asari, NASCO Roofing, fix it for free. The work is unbelievable. The warranty, the work, the labor, guaranteed. Absolutely the best products, the best staffing, the best pricing, the best service, and they care. NASCO Roofing, 412-373-2000.
Visit the North Shore Tavern located on Federal Street right across from PNC Park for Pittsburgh's most memorable meal. Enjoy an array of delicious apps, entrees, homemade soups, desserts, cocktails, and of course, delicious steaks and seafood served on a sizzling lava stone. The vast menu changes weekly, offering something for every taste bud. Why not let their staff pamper you while you host a family or work event? The North Shore Tavern, a stone's throw away from PNC Park and Pittsburgh's home for steak on a stone.
When I've had family members and friends with serious medical issues involving mistakes made by doctors, and it does happen, I take them to Perry Calder. John Perry is one of my closest friends, and he's one of the best lawyers in the country. He has doctors on staff. Look, I'm telling you, these big medical companies, they fear this law firm. They're that good. They're that successful. Perry Calder Law, 412-281-4200. Perry Calder Law, 412-281-4200.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Remember when they used to ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? At Bank of America, we ask every day, what would you like the power to do? When you work here, you help build businesses, inspire communities, and forge legacies. And now we've raised our U.S. minimum wage to $25 an hour. So the opportunity to do more also comes with competitive pay. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/25. Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Check this out. Hofstadt's Oakmont, one of my boy JK spots, has the Thanksgiving dinner for you. Dinner for 6. They make it. Orders have to be in by November 4th. Everything, salad, turkey, all the meat, stuffing, gravy, and dessert right there. Don't worry. Instructions for reheating included. Give thanks and eat good food from Hofstadt's. Hofstadt's rocks. JK won't mind if you tell your family you cooked it yourself. Hofstadt's Thanksgiving. Check it out.
This report brought to you by Duke's Mayonnaise.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
When my niece, Mara, got married, her and hubby came in, Justin, and they got their bands, their wedding bands from Diamonds Direct. And now I'm hearing rumblings that another niece could be getting engaged. And guess what? She texted me, Uncle Marty, can we take a look at Diamonds Direct? Oh, yeah. Love the joint. So this weekend, fantastic opportunity. One of the largest assortments of wedding bands and stackable fashion bands. Hundreds of styles in every look right here in Pittsburgh. Classic diamond eternity bands to modern gold stackables. I've seen them. They're absolutely gorgeous. And if you want, you go in there and upgrade your ring. Folks, the service, the styling, the pricing is unmatched. I have been in that store 30 times. Diamonds Direct, right across from the Ross Park Mall, McKnight Road, Pittsburgh. Amazing.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it hard to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
A trial is 99% preparation, and nobody prepares better than us. Get the good guys, Goodrich and Guys.
UPMC, life-saving, life-changing information. Amazing.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I'm trying to think of the 4 guys I used to steal cars with in the neighborhood. But we started when we were like, I'd say 14 and a half, 15. And we would steal, remember the Volkswagen Beetle? They were easy to steal. You could hotwire them and pop the clutch and drive them around. We were 14 or 15, like 4 or 5 of us. We thought it was funny. We didn't sell anything. We just thought it was funny. It wasn't funny, actually. It was ignorant. So one night we stole one. It was down along the railroad tracks near the Aiken Avenue Bridge, kind of where I grew up in the woods there. And the cops came, and we all ran. And we ran along a moving train. Could have been killed. That's why they didn't chase us. So they grabbed one of my punk friends who ratted us out. He's dead, by the way. I won't name him, but he was a wonderful young man. And he ratted us out. And they came to my house, and the cops took me away. It's a true story. My mother cried. My father kicked me in the ass. Literally, physically kicked me in the ass. What's my point? I was 15, went in front of a judge, and my mother was in hysterics, and why wouldn't she be? I was headed toward a life of crime, probably. And the judge said, you're a good woman. He has a good dad. I think it's a lark. We're going to drop this when he turns 18, and we're cool. And I didn't do anything ever again like that. Until I was 18, my record was clear. I didn't commit another crime. That judge made the right decision. I didn't commit 14 more crimes, like the kid who pulled the gun on his friends at the Ross Park Mall and said, go home. The judge said, go home, little boy. And he went home and grabbed the gun and stole the car and tried to kill everyone in the parking lot at Ross Park. That's the difference, isn't it, Jim? There is no common sense with these friggin' judges, is there, sir?
There's no balance. The scales all lean towards one way.
Right.
The scales of justice are heavily loaded to the left right now. Heavily. The Judge Sizemore criminal crime wave that's running out on the streets, it wasn't one incident of car stealing or one incident, and then things were worked out, mom and dad were involved, and you went back to a real structured household and with oversight, and your dad whooping on your butt, and keep tabs on you, and that's how it works, and you never went back.
Right.
These kids are going back the next day, 2 days later.
2 hours, 2 hours, brother. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah. The Judge Sizemore's crime wave is real.
It is.
Do an accurate count.
It is.
You know, I'm seriously thinking about sitting down and putting a list together, and of all the kids that she has been dealing with, because I know most of their names, a lot of them are starting to come up dead. So by the time they're 25, let's do another check on all these kids she released. See how much good she did. See how much she helped them. I'll guarantee you above 50% of them are going to be dead or in prison.
Well,
Easy.
we had a list of 250 that are out in the streets that should be in jail, and 10 of them are dead. 10.
Yeah.
She's
And it
helping
keeps
no
getting
one. She's helping.
Yeah,
none,
they don't
but there's 8 of them. There's 8 of them, man. Come on, man. 8 of them.
Yeah, and then there's still 250 other kids out there causing chaos.
Right now.
This is how afraid this kid was of the court system. He left the court, stole a car, acquired a stolen handgun, and shot his friends at the mall. That's how afraid of the court system he is.
He did. And here we go. And that grown man in court that murdered those old people, all they wanted to do was help the man charge his cell phone. 30 years of crime they forgave him for. 30 years, sir. We have lost our friggin' minds, Jim.
You know, we still don't have any of those cases for all the gun store robberies, the keys that were stolen, all the gunfire, hundreds of guns out on the street, dozens of actors. Only one person made it through court, and he was all his charges were dismissed and dropped, and he was adjudicated to go to a 1-week how not to be a criminal class, and then he was set free. So there's like 50 other kids out there who never made it through the court system. They don't get subpoenas anymore. They don't want the victims there. They don't want the cops there. They want control. They want to send their criminal crime wave out onto the street.
Hold on,
so
man. How does this help them, man? How?
It don't.
Okay.
It don't.
Okay.
It's never going to help them.
Hey, before you go, these kids rob these gun stores and go home and watch SpongeBob. If the gun store owner violates one federal law with one gun and one application, they're done. Are they not, sir? Done.
They're done. It's over. And, you know, the funny thing is they were breathing down their neck awful heavy the last time they were down there, you know, but they won't answer any questions about the criminals and they won't do nothing. You know, the district attorney was supposed to take this case.
Please.
And he just kind of like, I don't know.
Where is Waldo?
I don't know.
Thanks, Jimbo. Appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir.
We do this a lot because it matters a lot.
Attention dealers, Ian Miller's fall sales starts October 17th and ends on the 31st. 20% off everything except items marked firm. Don't miss the Antique Appraiser Fair, Sunday, August 19th. Appraiser Jeff Poole will be in from noon to 3 p.m. Fee is $5 per item. Get to Ian Miller Antique Mall, open Tuesday through Sunday till 5. So much more than an antique store. Visit Ian Miller Antique Mall in Verona. Like them on Facebook or call 412-828-3288.
PNC Bank is committed to helping the customers and the communities they serve move forward financially. To do this, they're implementing their community benefits plan that focuses on affordable home lending, small business loans, and employee volunteerism, and creating other opportunities to give back on a local level. They're proud to be part of the Pittsburgh community. See how PNC Bank can make a difference for you at pnc.com/ourcommitments. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. You want a new physical therapy experience? You want a treatment plan centered on you? Monroeville Physical, spelled F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L, is spelled different, because they are different. Monroeville Physical has new technology and an expert staff to give you a personalized experience to get you back to loving your life. Monroeville Physical, spelled F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L, 412-457-8200. They help me dramatically love physical. Check it out.
From the Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 48 and partly cloudy at 10:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. A teen is facing aggravated assault and other charges for a shooting that injured another juvenile outside Ross Park Mall last month. 16-year-old Maishan Scott is accused of wounding the other teen in an exchange of gunfire near Dick's Sporting Goods. Investigators showed a video image of a shooter to Pittsburgh Public Schools police, who then identified that person as Scott. There is no word right now if the other teen will be charged. State Treasurer Stacey Garrity says her office has approved the first round of loans under a new emergency funding program. More on that story from News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush.
Nearly $4 million went to 3 organizations, including a coalition that supports 47 rape crisis centers across Pennsylvania. Sadie Restiva with Pittsburgh Action Against Rape says some centers have already laid off staff.
We are currently, some of us have been eliminating positions, laying people off, asking our vendors to hold on invoices and to pay them later. Many of us are on spending freezes, and one of our sister centers in Philadelphia is very near closing their doors completely at this point.
Garrity says the program is helping vulnerable residents by keeping services running while lawmakers work to finalize the budget. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
Mission Barbecue is opening a Cranberry Township location later this month. In a social media message, Mission Barbecue says the new restaurant in the 20,000 block of Route 19 will open at noon on Tuesday the 28th. This will be the third Mission location in the area, including Monroeville and Robinson. On Wall Street, at this hour, the Dow is up 63 points at 46,317. The NASDAQ is up 135. The S&P up 21 points. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:32. Our next update at 11 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
What's up, guys? It's John Smith. I'm so excited to be in Pittsburgh. Everyone has been so friendly, especially my guys at Memorial Highway Chevrolet in West Mifflin. When I first got to Pittsburgh, I knew I needed a new ride. My man Andre Palmer hooked me up with the brand new Chevy Silverado. The entire experience with the team at Memorial Highway Chevrolet was first class. These guys are total pros. They gave me a full tour of their all-new dealership in West Mifflin, and I gotta tell you, there's something there for everyone. The new Chevys are awesome, but they also have a full used vehicle lineup. Picture yourself rolling down the parkway in a new car, truck, or SUV from Memorial Highway Chevrolet in West Mifflin. Check out their full lineup at memorialdeals.com. I'm John Smith, and I'm giving Memorial Highway Chevrolet 2 thumbs up. Memorial Highway Chevrolet, they're always dealing.
It's Chevy Truck Month all September long at Memorial Highway Chevrolet. Check out our full inventory of Colorados and Silverados at memorialdeals.com or stop by our dealership at 2430 Lebanon Church Road in West Mifflin.
So, in the time I've known Bob Tootie, his company, Tootie Mechanical, has put 400 free furnaces in homes. I'm serious. That's where they begin at Tootie Mechanical. Known Bob since high school. He's been that way since high school. The best service, the biggest heart, the greatest facilities and equipment, they use it there. Tootie Mechanical. It's an amazing place. All about family and helping. 412-373-2000. 412-373-2000.
I've devoted my life to this moment. The moment when you need me most. I realize you didn't plan for this, but I did. I've been here many times before, and I'm ready now. I know you don't want to be here, but here, now, is where you need to be. in the hands of the heart team. St. Clair Health. Healing lives here.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. My friend Ellen, what's up?
Marty, what's up is we have crews checking into a reported accident on 28 southbound. This is supposedly near the Cheswick-Springdale exit, and certainly you want to watch out for the first responders who are heading to the scene there. You might find delays not around an accident, but around bridge inspectors who are working on the Highland Park Bridge. Speaking of Route 28, of course, that travels between 28 and the Highland Park section of the city. They say that there will be a single-lane restriction when they are working on either side of the bridge over the next day and also tomorrow, but they won't restrict both sides of the bridge at the same time. So good news for you there. No restrictions on the Parkway West inbound, but just heavy traffic for you. You have stop and go most of the way down the front side of Green Tree Hill, and the Parkway East inbound lines up at Edgewood Swissvale. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Cool this afternoon despite sun. We'll have a high of 62. Then frost is possible tonight, mainly outside the city. Clear and cold with a low of 37. High 64, partly sunny tomorrow. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Hey, folks, it's Marty Griffin. You're going to get help here. What's stopping people from filing bankruptcy? My friend Harold Shepley has the answer.
So many times people, they want to pick up the phone. They know they need help, but they're afraid of losing their car, afraid of losing their house. They're worried about their credit, or they're just simply embarrassed. And bankruptcy helps you keep those things. We can get your credit back in just a few short months. And believe it or not, about half of your friends have already filed bankruptcy.
Check them out at ShepleyLaw.com.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at KennyRoss.com.
Okay, here we go. It's a Thursday. Yeah, man, we're getting closer to that weekend. I'm with it 2 to 6 today. Colin Dunlap, KDK.
Man, this one's going to irritate you. I get this text from a woman before the show started. It's actually wild. I had a run-in with a woman at the Fairmont Spa for a mani-pedi. She said she had a car service to bring her to Cleveland, and they dropped her off in Ohio. She gave the same story. Wow. She's scamming people. She scammed me. So this all started with Mad Max giving a damn and saying tuned into crime and what's happening with illegals and ICE. And it underlines the ignorance and arrogance of this city's mayor and his ignorance of a criminal operating right now in Pittsburgh. And he's saying, we ain't working with ICE to get her off the streets. Listen to this story. Mad Max blowing my mind, brother. This is wild stuff, isn't it, my man?
You know what? If you didn't know me, you probably wouldn't think it was true, but it's crazy.
Lay it out, Max.
Insane.
This is wild, brother. Lay it out.
So I became aware of this because this woman checked into a hotel, tried to do it under false pretenses. I have relationships with several people in the area.
Yeah.
So it was brought to my attention. Anyway, long story short, I do a lookup on this girl, find out that she's done the same thing in San Bernardino County, California. She was arrested for it. I talked to the deputy yesterday, also in Chicago and in New York, and now she's operating in Pittsburgh. So her MO is she goes to a hotel, tries to book a room using a fake credit card or not a credit card, or however she does it, and then she skips out on payment. So as you outlined, she did it with that spa services. She also tried to do a hair salon and get a blowout and skip out on them, which you sent me the text for that. The owner texted on your thread. Yep. So anyway, I called around to like 5 hotels yesterday, and I said, hey, have you seen this woman? Yes, she was here last Friday. She was here yesterday. She was here. Every hotel I called, she was in. So then I called the 5th hotel, which was on Grand Street, And I said, just by chance, I said, there's this Indian woman going around in the area. She's scamming all these hotels. So they go, could you describe her for us? Said long brown hair, about 50 years old, has a tan top on with like tassels around the neckline. They go, she's in our lobby right now.
It's unbelievable.
I go, are you freaking kidding me?
Max.
So I said, you need to call the police and have the police arrest her because she's a scam artist. And then I run around the corner. I positively ID her. And then in all of that going on, she leaves. I'm on the phone with 911 saying, this woman has been in the area operating as a scam artist. She's done this in other states. And I'm going to follow her until the police arrive. Well, we don't have any police to send. And I said, well, I'm going to stick with her. I'm not letting her out of my sight until the police come and apprehend this woman because she's a criminal. So long story short, the 911 guy says, well, I can't recommend you do that. And I said, well, I'm going to follow her anyway. I don't care. And he got mad and hung up on me. So I called back, got a woman, and then I was relaying directions to the police where she was. Finally, we catch up with her at the Homewood Suites on Smallman Street.
Right.
The two officers interview her. She fails to produce a government-issued ID, won't cooperate with the police, and, is making a big scene like she does everywhere else. That's her MO. So I said, okay, she's obviously, Indian, whatever, heavy accent. Maybe she's not here legally, so and that's why she's not producing an ID. Let me call my buddy on ICE. I got him on speed dial.
Right.
So I put him on the phone with the local PD guys, and he says, let me interview her over the phone. I have date of birth, I have name, but I don't have country of origin. If I can get country of origin, I can determine her immigration status. They go, we can't allow you to do that.
Wow.
We have an order from the mayor not to cooperate with ICE or we'll be fired.
Wow. Wow.
Yep. So here I got this woman, clearly in the area to commit fraud. The police wouldn't arrest her because no crime, no victim, nobody or no victim, no crime.
She'd already punked several downtown hotels.
Right. But nobody filed a police report. So that's the other thing I want to stress to your listeners is if something happens, you need to call the police, regardless of how small it may seem. You need to file a police report because here is clearly a case where that would have been beneficial and we could have established a pattern with this woman. But, nobody has the time to call and follow up. So I'm the only guy out there doing it, apparently.
And they said, to hell with you, we're not allowed to work with you anyway, or ICE.
Right. And then so basically, my buddy was saying, this is a violation of the Lake and Riley Act, which was signed into federal law at the beginning of this year, which says that any illegal immigrant or immigrant person or suspected of being an immigrant, is committing crimes, has to be detained until they can be encountered by ICE and interviewed. So he cited that law. The police had no idea what he was talking about. And then, the fact that they blocked the federal investigation by refusing to let me bring the phone over to her and let him ask the question, what country are you from? They wouldn't allow it to happen.
Wow.
So they basically protected a person from local, state, and federal charges, potentially.
What happened? What happened to her, man?
Don't know. She's a ghost. So either she's still in the area scamming people, which is why I wanted to do this today, to alert people that, the scam artist is in the area going to all these hotels and businesses, or either that, she got spooked and she's on to the next city to do it again somewhere else in another state.
It's amazing. And is she illegal, do you know?
Don't know. The interesting thing, the only thing she provided as ID was a American Bar Association card that expired in 2023. So she was a lawyer at some point. And that's the only thing that she would provide to the police officers as identification. She refused to produce a picture ID or government or state-issued ID. She didn't have one or didn't want to produce it because she was worried about being positively identified by the police.
And Max, how many hotels/motels has she ripped off?
Well, at least 5 that she's tried. And every single one that I called, they were like, oh, yeah, we saw her. She was in here the other night. So if you call around to the hotels, I guarantee you they've got video footage of this woman at some point within the last week and a half. She's been in the area at least that long, pulling this scam on everybody.
I have attorneys coming up and a sheriff coming up in the next hour. This is the same crap that happened in Philadelphia, and the sheriff said, screw you, we're working with ICE. because they ordered him not to work with ICE. He said, screw you, and he took him to court. It's kind of crazy, right?
It's crazy, and it's very disheartening that, the local government is allowing these criminals to operate with impunity on the street.
Yeah.
So here, I got lucky. I called the hotel. She happened to be there. I fingered her at the hotel. That's the woman. And, the police were there. They could have apprehended her. And in Pennsylvania, fraud with an action or attempted fraud with an action, which is what she was doing. She was attempting to get hotels with fake credit card information. They could have detained her or arrested her on the pretense of her trying to commit fraud. It's state law. So they had the authority to do so, but they didn't want to do the paperwork or whatever the reasoning was. I don't know.
And Max, if it happened with her, it happens time and time again across the city, does it not?
Yeah, sure. Right. I mean, as you talk about all the time, Marty, with the same thing with these juveniles that the, advocate judges and magistrates kick because for whatever reason, these kids they don't understand what they're doing.
Now this woman knows that she commits any crime in the city with impunity, sir.
Sure, I would.
Yeah.
I'd keep on keeping on. Why not?
Wow. Max, my man, thanks, brother.
You got it, brother.
Wow.
Bye.
Wow. Wow. Welcome to Pittsburgh. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
What's up, Marty? We have a couple of accidents on the roster right now. Southbound 28, we can see this one with the PennDOT cameras. It's right where the on-ramp comes onto 28 southbound from the Cheswick and Springdale exit. And we actually have, it looks like a police cruiser blocking the right lane to keep folks from getting too close to the accident that's on the right shoulder there. And so everybody's getting by in a single lane. So you will need a couple extra minutes to get past that. Also an accident for you in Harmer Township on Freeport Road near Route 910. The Parkway West inbound continues to be heavy for you before the top of Green Tree Hill ahead of the Fort Pitt tunnels, and the Parkway East inbound is slow at Edgewood, Swissvale. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Hearing the word Medicare brings confusion and many questions. Which Medicare plan's right for you? When should you apply? Marty here for MediConnect. This is a local company based here in Pittsburgh. The folks at MediConnect make Medicare simple. Arrange for a visit in your home, online, or in their office to discuss which plan is best for your situation. There's no charge to work with the top-rated experts from MediConnect. I trust them. I use them. So should you. 888-818-6334. MediConnect. When I've had family members and friends with serious medical issues involving mistakes made by doctors, and it does happen, I take them to Perry Calder. John Perry is one of my closest friends, and he's one of the best lawyers in the country. He has doctors on staff. Look, I'm telling you, these big medical companies, they fear this law firm. They're that good. They're that successful. Perry Calder Law, 412-281-4200. Perry Calder Law, 412-281-4200.
Debt payments keeping you up at night? Credit cards, medical bills, personal loans. If you owe more than $10,000 in unsecured debt, we can help you settle for less. At J.G. Wentworth, many clients cut their debt by up to 50% before fees, potentially saving thousands of dollars. Even if your credit is damaged, we can help. And remember, you don't pay us a dime unless we reduce your debt. Call 877-CASH-NOW. The call is free, the consultation is free, and the bigger your debt, the more we can help you save. Act now. If you owe $10,000 or more, call 877-CASH-NOW. That's 877-CASH-NOW. Call right now. Your path toward financial freedom starts today with J.G. Wentworth. 877-CASH-NOW. Results vary. Not all debts qualify. Debt resolution impacts credit and may increase what you owe. Average savings before fees, 43%, 25% after fees. J.G. Wentworth does not pay debts or provide legal, tax, or credit repair services.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding. Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company.
For generations, you've listened to us in your kitchen, catching baseball games on your front porch, and ending your day as your bedtime buddy. Now you can watch us every day on your TV with our new KDKA Radio YouTube page or by clicking on KDKARadio.com. It's presented by Metropolitan Windows. Same great content, more live visuals. The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
Make 380 Auction to Murraysville your next stop for discounts and bargains. Trucks come in every week. 380 Auction has name brand furniture, fall mums, also tools, birdseed, automotive supplies, pet supplies, lawn and garden, toys, food, and new items arriving daily. 380 Auction is open Tuesday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. or call 724-339-3132. That's 724-339-3132 or log on to shop380.com and save.
Here's your Jill on Money question of the day.
Dan from Boston asks, since we live in a digital world with all of our financial savings being in the cloud, how do financial institutions protect all of our life savings from a cyber attack on a large scale? Well, Dan, in this day and age, I think it's safe to assume that everybody's personal information is out there in some way, shape, or form. What I can tell you is that financial institutions spend a ton, and I mean a ton, of money on cybersecurity. That doesn't mean there won't be a cyber attack. I just don't think it's something that should be keeping you up at night because you have no control over it.
Have a question? Go to JillOnMoney.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today.
He's live, he's local, he's Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Great Divide is fascinating. It's the same as the way I started out the show, this whole idea that somehow we live in a justice system that embraces crime, that rewards criminal behavior by young people. Somehow, now the whole ICE thing kind of bothers me. So you have a criminal who's ripping off hotels. And you got a guy who's got ICE on the phone, and all he wants to do is talk to her and get her the hell out of the country and do his job. And the mayor tells the cops here, go ahead and work with them. I'll fire your ass. I don't understand that. What's he doing there? What are we doing? We're enabling criminals. We're embracing criminal behavior. So now this woman who's ripped off, I was told, 6 downtown hotels, including the world's greatest hotel. Okay. That's thousands and thousands of dollars. Isn't that a crime? And the Pittsburgh cops, they know that the mayor will jack with them if they try to work with ICE. I'm told, quite frankly, that the Pittsburgh cops are so annoyed with this policy that they work with ICE on the sly and arrest these jagoffs breaking the law across the city. Hey, man, I'm not about going into classrooms and yanking little kids out and taking them and kicking them out of the country. That's not my thing. I'm not embracing that silliness. I am about embracing criminal behavior. I am about punishing lawlessness. So we have 2 examples in 1 hour in this show. Top of the show, teenager with, I think he had 13 priors. Prior number 14 was he shot his friends up at the Ross Park Mall. So somehow along the way, the legal system and the judges thought that they should reward that kid by letting him go every time he breaks the law. I don't get that. How are they helping him? No, really, who are they helping? And then this illegal who is ripping off downtown hotels for thousands of dollars. How are we helping them? I don't know. And why would the mayor, how's it to the mayor's advantage? And I heard Corey said the same thing. He won't be working with ICE. Then we won't be working with Corey. I thought you wanted to crack down on lawlessness. So you're telling me Corey O'Connor, the new mayor, is going to tell the cops the same thing as the old mayor did. If you find a woman downtown who's here illegally, who's ripped off 6 hotels, and ICE says we need your help, you're going to tell the Pittsburgh cops, screw off to ICE. How? Why? How does that help us? It doesn't. It sends them a message that they can operate with impunity. I don't know, I'll do whatever the hell I want. I'm not getting jacked with in Pittsburgh until they jack with you, Mayor, Corey. And now all of a sudden you want a cop to help you out. Mayor, Corey, Judge Sizemore. More power to a judge becoming a judge and getting that gig. It's a hell of a job. What confounds me is the lack of ability to say, you know, this little punk committed 14 crimes. He's going to kill someone at some point. I don't understand that. How does a judge think that's going to clean up this kid's head? How does a judge think allowing a kid to steal guns and rob people, allowing an illegal to rob hotels downtown, how does a judge or a mayor think that helps us as a city, as a society? Someone explain it to me like I'm in 4th grade, because I just don't get it. I just don't.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas. The perfect place for mom.
So, Carlos is my man with Greater Pitt Tree Service. This is the kind of work they do. Woman with a beautiful home in Squirrel Hill sends me this note just yesterday. Marty, Greater Pitt Tree Service, working hard at my house, making my trees look pretty. Not sure, but at least 6 trucks showed up, and I said, guys, I have 3 trees, not a forest. It's that kind of company. It's that kind of service. It's that kind of work. Greater Pitt Tree Service, 412-884-TREE, 412-884-TREE.
Gather up the season's best savings all month long during the Jim Shorkey Kia North Huntington and Wexford Harvest the Savings event.
Lease a new 2026 Kia Sportage for just $199 a month for 24 months or finance for 1.99% APR for 60 months.
Don't wait. The road to fall savings starts here. Your deal, your way. What a great day at Jim Shorkey Kia in North Huntington and in Wexford.
Visit us during the Kia Fall Savings event or call 609-735-6849 for offer details.
Coit's at it again, folks. Amazing savings. Save 50% right now off of drapery cleaning and 35% off all other Coit cleaning services. They just did full service drapery for Pittsburgh City Building and can do the same in your home. Call Coit today, 1-800-FOR-COIT, 1-800-FOR-COIT. 50% off drapery cleaning, 35% off all other Coit services. Amazing company. Call them. Coit rocks. Hey, folks, it's Marty. Is your house ready for these changing seasons? Did you notice loose shingles, siding, or drafty windows? Is your deck wearing out? Call Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Deck. Sam and Calvin. They're great. You know how important family is to me. I love this family. The Cousins are talented, they're local, and they're honest. Call Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks now to get your project scheduled. 989 Cousins. Check out their work at callthecousins.com. Phil.com. They're amazing. Hey, folks, it's Marty. All the time I'm talking about auto accidents, big crashes, big wrecks. Call 1-800-GET-PHIL or 412-281-5005. Look, Phil DeLucente and Associates, they're in Pittsburgh. They give free, that's right, free consultations. Phil and Ken Nolan, his partner, handle auto cases. I've worked with them a lot. So call 1-800-GET-PHIL. Call Ken Nolan and Phil DeLucente now at 1-800-GET-PHIL today. They're the best, folks.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 50 with partly cloudy skies at 11 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Pittsburgh is facing a growing fleet crisis, and officials say finding a steady source of revenue is essential to tackling the problem. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has the story.
During Wednesday's City Council meeting, Fleet Manager Furman Maurice warned that the city's vehicle crisis is worsening.
At the end of the day, fleet is how the city delivers. Every truck, every patrol car, every medic unit. They're not just vehicles. They're the backbone of how this city serves its residents. The investments we make here determine how fast we respond, how clean our streets are, how reliable our services are. Everything you've seen today, the data, the plan, the benchmarks, it all comes back to one idea: reliability.
Maurice says the city needs to spend $22 million per year to replace older and high-mileage vehicles. However, next year's budget allocates just over $10 million, a figure expected to decline sharply in the coming years. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
PennDOT is now using an innovative technique to improve safety in crash-prone areas. PennDOT's Stephanie Zolnak says a high-friction surface treatment cuts down on the number of collisions.
We have seen a combined reduction of fatalities and injury crashes by 76%. So it is a tried and true method that we're excited to bring to this region.
This new treatment is being laid down along the Parkway East beginning at 9 p.m. tonight through 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. The work requires some lane restrictions inbound between the Squirrel Hill interchange and the Oakland exit, and outbound restrictions will be between the Forbes exit and the Squirrel Hill interchange. There is a recall for a large number of vehicles because they could roll away while parked. Stellantis is recalling nearly 300,000 Dodge Darts because of the rollaway risk. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says shifter cables can detach from the transmission while vehicles are parked. The recall involves 2013 to 2016 Dodge Dart models, and owners are being notified of the recall early next month. Police swarmed a motorcycle club building in Washington County on Wednesday afternoon. Officers showed up with a search warrant at Sin City Disciples Motor Club on North Main Street in Washington City. Sources say the search is connected to a deadly shooting over the weekend. Investigators were looking for video and other evidence in the killing of 20-year-old Julian Lasik. A second shooting victim was in critical condition. His identity has not been released. Hundreds of Alaskans who lost their homes to flooding are being airlifted to shelters. 2 villages had to be evacuated after Typhoon Halong struck, sending houses floating down a river. Alaska Governor Mike Dunleavy says the first plane load of victims arrived at a shelter in Anchorage last night.
This may end up being one of the largest airlifts of Alaskans in the history of the state due to a disaster.
In all, 1,500 flood victims are being airlifted out. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 98 points at 46,352. The Nasdaq is up 156, and the S&P up 25 points. KDKA Sports, Steelers-Bengals tonight in Cincinnati at 8:15. Playoff baseball, the Dodgers host the Brewers. The Blue Jays visit the Mariners. In the NHL, a late game for the Pens. They're playing the Kings in L.A. at 10 p.m. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick. Need a new roof or just want to repair a small leak? Trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:03. It's 50 and partly cloudy in Pittsburgh. AAA traffic in the AccuWeather forecast next.
Hi, this is Les Botkin of Botkin Family Wealth Management. Every week I change the message on our building sign, and one of my favorites is, "You're never too old to set another goal or dream a new dream." It's so true. I was 63 on the day my daughter Sarah, son Lester, and I realized a big new dream. We opened the doors to our family-owned investment firm. I'd grown increasingly dissatisfied at our Wall Street brokerage, pressured by the priorities of a big firm. We craved a more intimate environment where we could focus on what matters most most, relationships with our clients. Sarah and I are certified financial planners, and Lester is a chartered financial analyst. We deliver big resources in a personalized environment where you're important to all of us. Firms turn over all the time. Advisors turn over. We don't. We're headquartered in the South Hills of Pittsburgh. We live here and we work here in the building that we bought together. It's our family helping your family. Find out more at botkinfamilywealth.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. My friend Ellen, what's up?
All right, Marty. Well, we continue to have some slowdowns for folks as they travel out and about. At this hour, we have an accident Penn Avenue at Center Avenue in the city of Pittsburgh, so do watch out for some slowdowns around that. You continue to have slowdowns elsewhere in the commute, minor ones on 28 southbound past an earlier accident near the Cheswick on-ramp. Parkway West on the inbound commute certainly has had very heavy delays all morning long and continues to do so right around Parkway Center Mall's on-ramp and overpass area is where you're getting in line to try to get through the Fort Pitt tunnels. Parkway East inbound continues to be a little bit slow for you. 376 headed toward those Squirrel Hill tunnels. You're tapping on the brakes between Edgewood, Swissvale, and the tunnel portal. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
This afternoon is going to be sunny but cool with a high of 62, then clear and cold, low 37 tonight. A chance of frost, mainly outside the city, high 64, partly sunny tomorrow. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Let me tell you about this new Pretzel Cheddar Club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
New to Medicare, get covered with MediConnect. Listen Wednesdays around 1:40 to hear Lance O'Brien of MediConnect help you navigate the Medicare process. Simply great, unbiased information to get you the best healthcare coverage. Get covered with MediConnect. Medicare made simple.
It's Marty Griffin on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Maybe I'm just an idiot, but I don't understand the pushback with wanting law enforcement not to work with ICE. I don't. What are we doing here? No wonder the crime in these cities sucks. I'm going to go and hide in Pittsburgh. I'm going to go hide in Philly, Bucks County. They tried to jack with that sheriff in Bucks County. And then there's my guy, Mike Sloop, same thing, Butler. I don't understand this crap. So let me grab both of them. This is kind of a carryover from Max's thing, in that Max finds a criminal ripping off hotels in downtown Pittsburgh. He calls the Pittsburgh cops, puts them on the phone with ICE, and ICE says, no, we want to talk to that woman, and the cops say, no, we're not allowed to work with you. Sheriff, how are you, sir?
I'm well, Marty. Nice to talk to you again.
It's kind of goofy, isn't it, sir? What's happening? Kind of sketchy, kind of scary, kind of anti-law enforcement once again, sir, isn't it?
Yeah, I've been in law enforcement. I'm in my 39th year, and this is insane. You know, it doesn't matter what police department, whether it's local, county, state, federal, if they're asking for help, why aren't you helping them?
Why not? Why are we doing
Exactly,
this?
Why not?
Mike, play dummy for me. What are they doing? What's their idiotic rationale? I don't get it.
I don't know. It's what you hear on the news, the radio, whatever. I don't know. And I have heard like, well, let them work. Well, there's a legal way to do that. There's a legal way to do that. Let it happen legally. When they come in illegally, and I challenge anyone, go to Russia, go to another country, and just get all the benefits of America. In those countries, you're going to be in their prisons, guaranteed, and then you're going to get shipped back, guaranteed. Why there's such a? I don't know. I just don't know.
Now, they got all in your grill because you had an agreement with ICE. Why? Why, Mike? What are you doing, man? Huh?
Yeah. Well,
really.
I'm lucky. I mean, I have two wonderful Republican commissioners who are very supportive, and I think a lot of this for the agreement piece worked around the word contract. And I don't believe it's a contract. We don't believe it's a contract because it gives the sheriff or the chief of police in some of these other jurisdictions the ability to say, yeah, I can help you. No, I can't help you right now. And if it was a contract, we would be sued if we couldn't help them because the contract would say, look, you help when we call. This is an agreement where we control what we do, how we do, and when we do it.
My man, like they were picking on you because you agreed to work with ICE, and then this adjunct professor from Pitt said, you're just a, what do you call you? An adjunct to ICE. What the hell's that supposed to mean? You're trying to do your damn job, aren't you? Huh?
Right. What? Yeah. Well, and like I testified out in Bucks County, I mean, the 67 county sheriffs, they all have agreements that they have signed with other federal agencies like the FBI, like the United States Marshal Service, and they did that. And why is ICE such a big deal?
I don't know. Hold on, let me grab Tom. Maybe he's smarter than I am. Good to be the king, Tom. Tom King, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Marty. How you doing?
So play dummy for me. It happened to Mike. It happened in Bucks County. They don't want them to work with ICE. Help me with that. Why would they want to protect criminals? I don't understand. Where are we at here? What the hell's wrong with this equation?
I think it's pretty clear. They don't like the current administration. They don't like the federal agents of ICE rounding up these illegal immigrants who crossed millions crossed in the Biden administration, and so they don't like it. When they don't like something, they try to come up with contrived legal reasons why somebody can't do something. In our case here in Bucks County, the Pennsylvania Sheriff's Association, we represent sheriffs, whether they're Republican or Democrat. Sure. The principle for us was that sheriffs have the right, and by the way, you have a sheriff's an office of the sheriff in Allegheny County that has full law enforcement powers. They can do anything. They can be involved in murder cases. They can be involved in everything, and they are down there. They do a fantastic job. But we have sheriffs who will sign these agreements with ICE and won't, and some that won't. And our principle is that the sheriff needs to be able to make that decision, not to be vetoed by some county commissioner somewhere. And most counties have county commissioners. You have a county executive. But that's the principle here. But I think the bigger picture is these people, the wokesters of the world, don't want the sheriff out there working with federal law enforcement officers. That's who these folks are from ICE. They're not some private company out there doing something that they're inventing. They're out there chasing down, in many instances, really bad people. Now, and I'm not saying every single illegal alien who came to this country is a criminal, but they became a criminal when they crossed the border illegally, So, but I'm not saying that they're all in the same ilk. But there are some really, really bad people out there that have committed horrendous crimes and have created a situation where there are repeated crimes in these communities. So the sheriffs who are willing to do this and have the manpower to do this are able legally to sign an agreement to cooperate with ICE when they can. So that's what Sheriff Sloop has done.
We're kind of on the path where they could just come out and say, the mayor could say, don't work with the FBI, don't work with DEA, don't work with ATF. Honestly, this could end nowhere, huh?
Exactly the point, and that's what Judge Trauger down in Bucks County. Bucks County is just north of Philly. It's a big county, 500,000 people in Bucks County, and that's what Judge Trauger down there said in the opinion that came out yesterday. He said, listen, the sheriffs work with the FBI. It's just what Sheriff Sloop said. They work with the FBI. They work with the federal marshals. They serve warrants. They handle bad guys. The Tree of Life shooter was housed in the Butler County Prison. That's where this guy was.
Right.
Yeah, you know who transported him was Sheriff Sloop's deputies. You know, and the Butler County prison guards guarded him. You know, so we work with the federal agencies all the time, and that's the way it ought to be.
So, Mike, they're trying to control you, are they not? So they're trying to tell you what to do and when to do it, sir. Right?
Not my board. There are others that are, but not in Butler County. No.
Nice.
Not in Butler County. But I want to say this.
Yeah, please.
I myself went through this delegated immigration officer training program hosted by FLETC. It's a federal law enforcement training center out of Glencoe, Georgia. And all I'm going to tell you is I have more respect for these ICE guys than ever before. They go through such great lengths of training to make sure that they are getting the right people, first of all, detained, and then, if necessary, deported. They follow the current law and laws on the books. If people don't like it, get Congress to change the laws.
Right on.
Number two,
right on.
The Fourth Amendment for seizures, they follow that. They follow, there's definitions for non-immigrants, immigrants, permanent legal residents. I mean, there is so much. And as far as this, if you're brown or pick a color,
right,
they can't. They're not allowed. It's specific in the training. You cannot, because they are said color or their last name is. No, you have to, just like the police,
right,
you have to start out with some information. You can talk to whoever you want, and you gain reasonable suspicion to probable cause, and then you can make your arrest, whatever. So people, I think, need to take a deep breath and try to understand that they're doing their job according to the law and the Constitution.
Hey, Tom, no wonder people get this attitude about democratic cities, because the message they send is, come here and commit a crime. We won't mess with you, right?
I think I mean, we've all seen it in the national news. They've created these so-called sanctuary cities, and the current administration and the head of ICE have said, we don't care if you say you're a sanctuary city or not. We're going to carry out federal law. And some of these people that are being arrested are really bad guys. I mean, there are murderers among them. There are child rapists. There are all sorts of criminal elements. So this whole nonsense about we're a sanctuary city. You're not a sanctuary city from the U.S. laws.
Tom King, my man. Sheriff, my man. Thanks, brother.
Back at you. Thanks, Marty.
Power. Love them both. Love them both. Well, from the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
What's up, Marty, is we do have an accident still being cleared from East Liberty. Heads up as you're traveling Penn Avenue near Center Avenue, as first responders are working with that. 28 southbound is moving well for you if you're headed toward town that way. Same story with I-279 and 79 rolling through the district. Now, the Parkway West inbound does have some slowdowns for you. They are easing off from the morning rush hour finally. I'm backing for you right now, right around that Parkway Center Mall on-ramp before you fit to and through the Fort Pitt tunnels. We're seeing seeing a little bit of sluggish traffic getting up onto the outbound lower deck of the Fort Pitt Bridge, heading out toward the Parkway West outbound. But other than that, it's a great ride from downtown all the way out to Pittsburgh International. Parkway East just slows between Edgewood, Swissvale, and the Squirrel Hill tunnels. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Lock in amazing fall deals for your new roof with Home Genius Exteriors. Get 50% off roofing materials, plus 0% APR and no payments till 2027. And for a limited time, get free attic insulation. Call Home Genius Exteriors now at 855-U-R-GENIUS to schedule your free roof and attic inspection. That's 855, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. Home Genius Exteriors, the genius choice in roofing. See website for details.
Check this out. Hofstadt's Oakmont, one of my boy JK spots, has the Thanksgiving dinner for you. Dinner for 6. They make it. Orders have to be in by November 4th. Everything, salad, turkey, all the meat, stuffing, gravy, and dessert right there. Don't worry. Instructions for reheating included. Give thanks and eat good food from Hofstadt's. Hofstadt's rocks. JK won't mind if you tell your family you cooked it yourself. Hofstadt's Thanksgiving. Check it out.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Just got off the phone with Mark Sorreo, the man himself, Oakmont Bakery. Mark, want to make sure you know it is pumpkin time. Oakmont Bakery. Pumpkin cheesecakes, bagels, donuts, cookies, pies, cupcakes, scones, cake rolls, coffee drinks, the flavors of fall, folks. Love me some pumpkin stuff. At Oakmont Bakery, they do it right, where everything is delicious.
Open enrollment is here until December 7th. Will your doctors remain in network? Get free personalized Medicare plan comparisons from locally owned Need Part C right now. Top national and regional carriers. Medicare can be confusing, but it doesn't have to be with Need Part C. NeedPartC.com.
The 50,000-watt voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Man, this is all coming together based on the story that Max broke at 10:30 about this con artist downtown. This woman sent us a note that has seen this firsthand. Georgine, good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Tell me what happened with this woman.
Well, I'm not going to mention where, but I had her for an appointment, and she claimed that it was for a manicure, pedicure. She claimed that she had a gift card, but her suitcase exploded in the airport, and she couldn't find the gift card.
No.
So I said, well, where did you get the gift card? She said, oh, I go to the same hotel in L.A. all the time. I said, well, I'll be glad to call there for you and find out. And she said, went into this big story, how she got a car service from Pittsburgh Airport to Cleveland Airport, and the man dropped her off in Poland, Ohio, because he was being inappropriate. And she was in the middle of nowhere, dropped off, and she went into a PNC Bank, and she raved about PNC Bank helped her in Poland, Ohio.
Wow.
Have you ever heard of Poland, Ohio? She said, I go, yeah, I have. So finally, the bottom line, I left it with her. I said, I would be glad to do the service if you're willing to pay. And she said, no, I want the gift card. I want you to honor the gift card.
Oh,
I
wow.
said, well, I'm sorry, ma'am. Can't do that. You're going to have to go. Then she went over to a friend's salon and tried to beat them for a blowout.
Whoa.
Then she went to the Westin Hotel, and a friend from there called me that I alerted him that they threw her out of there.
So she was working the whole city.
Oh, she's got a criminal background. If you look her up, she's been arrested in, I think, Maryland, in New York, and Florida. And I just think she's making the rounds here.
Well, hold on, Georgia. I love this story.
Sure.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
Uh-huh.
Max, you hearing this? She's amazing.
Wow. Yeah. It's great.
She's got
like I said, she's working the area, Marty.
Max, go ahead.
Yeah, no, like I said, this is her next target. So she's going to milk this area dry until she goes on to the next place. But this is what she does.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
Max, you made some progress, though. What are you hearing?
So I just got off the phone with the detective, and I gave him some more information. He's going to get an arrest warrant for her, and hopefully they'll encounter her again and take her into custody. So if she's smart, she'll leave the area, but if not, she'll get picked up somewhere, hopefully. And then,
Georgine, what do you feel about Pittsburgh cops saying I can't work with ICE to get her arrested? Isn't that frustrating?
I think it's horrible. Horrible. But they can go into restaurants where people are working and arrest them, and they can go in people's homes. But you have a complaint of somebody like she's literally trying to rape the city, and they can't do anything. There's something wrong.
The other thing, Marty, I forgot to mention in the first segment was she dropped a bunch of papers when I was following her, and I picked them up, and she demanded the papers back. I said, you can have them back when the police come. After the police came, I started kind of going through them, and she had hotel names, phone numbers from other states, a high-end tennis club in California with a party date, Halloween party, October 25th. I reached out to that tennis club and told them that she might be making an appearance there. They said, thanks for the heads up.
So if they had just paid attention to you and ICE, she'd be in jail, but instead she's probably out there walking around right now.
Yeah, I mean, there was absolutely no reason they couldn't have taken her in yesterday.
Go ahead, Georgine.
They said she threatened to. She had the nerve after Sunday to come back here on Monday, and she encountered someone who is in management here, and they told her they would have her trespass, and she started giving all these laws. She said, I know the laws. You can't do that.
Wow.
And then she wrote a horrible Google review on us.
No, she didn't.
Yeah. Yes, she had the nerve. And the thing is, she's using her name. Her name is out there. If you look, she's been arrested Cumberland, Maryland, New York City, L.A. There was even a story that she filed a thing in Florida that she couldn't find her grandmother was missing, her 94-year-old grandmother.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Marty. Max, Marty, she cheated a cab driver out of $950 in California.
No.
A $950 cab ride. Yeah, she stiffed a cab driver.
She did it here, too. She had a car service take her from Pittsburgh Airport, supposedly to Cleveland, and she jumped out in Poland, Ohio.
Wow.
And she beat that guy, too, and I don't know for how much.
All right, folks. I love you both. I got to take a break. That's amazing stuff.
Fall in Pittsburgh. And does Rhino Shield do a business? Just ask business owner Mike.
I was watching TV one night and saw the Rhino Shield ad. And I thought, well, if they can do a house, they can probably do a building.
And remember, Rhino Shield's not pain, it's better.
So they came out and they gave me a price, showed me how the Rhino works, how it lasts, and how the guarantee works.
Pittsburgh, right now, you can have the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off and 0% financing for 12 months.
They started started on the building. They waited for us to leave, and they worked Saturday and Sunday so they wouldn't affect our business at all. This was the great part of it. I came back Sunday night, and you couldn't even tell they were here. There was no paint on the ground. They did a fantastic job.
Here's owner Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl. Go Rhino.
Hey, don't vinyl. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Get ready to roll. Bocce House of Pittsburgh officially open and all month long. It's open play. That means free play on the bocce courts. Come experience Pittsburgh's newest social destination, featuring memberships, a luxury cigar lounge, and league play for all skill levels. So grab some friends, enjoy delicious food, and pour yourself a drink at our self-pour bar system. The Bocce House of Pittsburgh, where good food, great drinks, and even better company meet on the court. So visit theboccehouse.com for all the details.
From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 50 with partly cloudy skies. At 11:30, I'm Paul Rasmussen. New this hour, it's 3 teens facing charges for a shooting outside Ross Park Mall last month. One teenager was wounded in the exchange of gunfire. This took place near Dick's Sporting Goods. Ross Township Police say video surveillance shows 3 of the people involved in the incident had guns and fired shots at each other. 16-year-old Maishan Scott is being charged as an adult with aggravated assault and weapons violations. The other teens are being charged as juveniles. In Harrisburg, relief is finally reaching some organizations hit hardest by Pennsylvania's ongoing budget impasse. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has details.
On day 107 of Pennsylvania's budget impasse, Treasurer Stacey Garrity issued nearly $4 million in emergency loans to struggling organizations, including a coalition backing 47 rape crisis centers. Despite the strain, Pittsburgh Action Against Rape says it's committed to supporting victims.
It is a strain on our staff. It is a strain on the other centers, but we are trying to do everything that we can to maintain these services as long as possible.
Treasurer Garrity says the goal is to prevent service cuts for the state's most vulnerable residents. While some crisis centers have already laid off staff, advocates warn more cuts could follow if the budget stalemate continues. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
A new Pew Research poll about perceptions of artificial intelligence shows 53% of the people surveyed are concerned AI will lessen creative thinking. Another 50% think it will affect a person's ability to form meaningful relationships. But Pittsburgh Technology Council CEO Audrey Russo says there's no need to fear new technology.
Are we going to slow ourselves down and say we're going to be left behind? I mean, people unfortunately die from cars each and every day. I mean, the rates of safety in cars, despite seatbelts and everything else, are still pretty high. Do we say there's no more cars?
On Wall Street, the Dow now down 21 points at 46,233. The NASDAQ is up 66 points, and the S&P is up 3. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:32. Our next update at noon on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
Hey, folks, true story. I stopped in at Salem's Market and Grill for one thing. Their lamb chops are the best. The butcher's hand-cut anything you want. Old-fashioned butcher shop with locally sourced meat, fresh. I love supporting Salem's. Family-owned business, been in Pittsburgh since 1981. There's a history and heart in Salem's Market and Grill. One thing I know about Salem's is that nobody leaves hungry. Salem's Market and Grill, amazing. 2923 Penn Avenue in the Strip.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Brought to you by the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank. Every dollar, every hour, every voice, that's the power of you.
At Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank, our table has no end. Every seat filled means another neighborhood nourished, but this table needs you. Donate, volunteer, advocate, because the power of you keeps the table growing. Activate your power today at pittsburghfoodbank.org.
Well, we'll be browsing at Diamonds Direct this weekend. I'll tell you why. This weekend, right here, Diamonds Direct. Have you been to that store? Hoo-hoo! Right on McKnight Road, right in front of Ross Park Mall. Gorgeous. This weekend, Pittsburgh. Massive assortment of wedding bands. And you know those stackable fashion bands? From classic diamond eternity bands to modern gold stackables. Bold designs. And if you're couple shopping for their wedding bands, you got to go for this. My niece did it. My other niece is about to do it. They all call, Uncle Marty, can you hook me up at Diamonds Direct? Let's go. I'm telling you, I love the store. I love the selection. I love the pricing. I love the service. The people are fantastic. Diamonds Direct. Right on McKnight Road, right in front of Ross Park Mall. Diamonds Direct.
Many postmenopausal women like me have osteoporosis. There is no cure, but simple changes in our lives can keep us on the path to healthier bones. Osteoporosis can weaken your bones and slowly rob you of your independence. A daily exercise routine, along with a diet rich in calcium and vitamin D, can make a huge difference in your bone health. Taking care of your bones is necessary for healthy aging and lifelong independence. Learn how to start your own path to good bone health. Get bone health tips at pathtogoodbonehealth.org.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
Oh, Marty, what's up is it looks like we have some delays on the outbound side of the Parkway East, so the city side headed toward the Squirrel Hill tunnels. Very slow for you at times between the Greenfield Bridge overpass and the Squirrel Hill Homestead interchange. We appear to have had an earlier accident in that area, and that's to blame for the sluggish traffic there. We have no accident in your way, just lots of other motorists on the Parkway West inbound. There you'll find it slow at times right around the Parkway Center Mall on-ramp between there and the runaway truck sand pile trying to fit into the Fort Pitt tunnels. Outbound on the lower deck of the Fort Pitt Bridge, I see slow traffic that is coming from the bathtub section of the city and the Parkway East or over the Portal Bridge from the Fort Duquesne Bridge. But 28 looks great, as does the Parkway North, I-279. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunshine but cool with a high of 62 this afternoon, then clear and cold tonight. Frost is possible mainly outside the city, low 37. Partly sunny, high 64 tomorrow. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zayer, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
So, two things. My sis Barb is 2.5 years into her battle with pancreatic cancer, and they gave her a year to live. Just saying. She credits the wonderful care at UPMC, and I credit her courage along with that for keeping her alive. And my boy Norm, one of my closest friends, just went through months of chemo, also UPMC, and he credits the staff and the wonderful people there for keeping him alive. UPMC, life-changing, life-saving information.
House stealing. It's a nightmare that's real. It's the FBI's term for thieves stealing your home's title and draining your equity. Just one fake document filed with a recorder, and scammers can own your home on paper, drain your equity, and do it all without you even knowing. Imagine waking up to a foreclosure or eviction notice. Listen to former title thief Matt Cox.
What people don't realize is the ease in which this crime can happen. I can take the deed to your house and I can transfer that deed into my name. It's a great crime, and it's happening all the time.
So how can you stop the nightmare and protect yourself? Find out if you're already a victim now at HomeTitleLock.com. Use promo code RADIO and get a 30-day free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection, a title scan, and access to a title specialist, a $250 value. Don't wait. Go to holdtitlelock.com now, promo code radio.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Okay, here we go. It's a Thursday. Yeah, man, we are getting closer to that weekend. I'm with you 2 to 6 today. Colin Dunlap, KDKA.
So, if I'm an illegal, or if I want a business that I want to hire illegals, I'm moving into the city and just hanging because I know I ain't getting no help from the local police. That would be my plan. Anthony, go ahead. Thanks for your patience.
You know, Marty, these progressives are allowing their hatred for Trump to interfere with their common sense.
No, it's true.
And they're hurting our republic. Because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you a prime example. When Barack Obama was president, he was given a nickname, the deporter in chief.
Hold on. At least 4 times as many and 4 times as aggressive. Go ahead.
Right. So, and they did. Did you see anything like that when he was president?
Nothing ever.
No. And why did Barack Obama do that? Because immigration is in the purview of the federal government. You county, you state, you city have an obligation to cooperate. That you take an oath to do that.
So I heard this debate last week, which is so horrible, with Corey and what's his name, and Corey said he wasn't going to work with ICE. That's a mistake.
Yes, I heard it.
That's just ignorant. Here we go.
It is ignorant.
Same old, same old.
Yes. Well, you don't say you weren't warned. I said he was progressive light. So, I mean, look, yeah, I heard him say we're walking in city is fine. You don't welcome criminals.
No.
You know, I mean, and see, here's the little undercut they don't like to talk about. Because I tell black folks, this is not our issue. I tell them all the time, you stay out of that. Because they're taking resources out of your city, your neighborhoods to give to people here illegally. So we pay the taxes. These businesses pay the taxes. It's not for people to come. Listen, Marty, if people were declaring that because they're being tortured in their country, right. Marty, most of them cross 8 countries before they get to the United States.
Well, how about this scam going on live right now in downtown Pittsburgh, and Max brings it to the attention of the cops, and they say, go away.
Yeah, but Marty, it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
And it hurts all of us.
It does.
Because why would you want people who are here illegally to – do I have a vested interest? Yeah, because some illegal tore up my classic 1993 convertible.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm mad about it because they weren't supposed to be here at all, and it was a business truck that he tore my car up in.
Wow. So Max finds this woman conning people at downtown hotels. You heard the woman live.
Yeah.
Max
I've seen it.
Calls the cops. Then he puts them on the phone with ICE, and they say, nah, we're not allowed to work with you. We'll get fired. So the woman is now conning someone else.
The police officers should test it. Test it. I would test it. And if I were a policeman, I would test it. Because the police officer is following the law.
Right,
the person who put out the illegal information to tell you not to do it, they're violating the law.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. One of my boys sent me a note. Pittsburgh will sure take federal money, but they won't work with federal agents. Jag-offs.
Well, it's a mistake, and it's really a slap in the face to our constitutional republic because they have an obligation. They take an oath, Marty, to do this.
It is.
Thank you.
Thanks, my man. He's family to me, and I could talk to him every day. He should be a talk host. He's that good. John, my man, thanks for your patience. Go ahead.
Marty, I always love your show. Hey, so based on what Mad Max said about this lady, multiple crimes around the city, clearly none of those are getting reported or filed. Can we believe anything that the mayor's office or this administration says about crime stats going down? Because of course it's bullcrap. If you don't report it, it's not a crime.
Why would you? It's a joke.
Right. Anything this administration says, complete joke. And the next one coming in, clearly he's not, as Anthony said, he's not going to be that much different if he's going to stick along the same path, just a lighter version.
Couldn't agree more. I like Corey. He's a nice person, but couldn't agree more. I don't get the Law and Order vibe. I just don't. And in terms of the progressive judges, there are 8 of them. 8 of 10. And by the way, I blame you folks who are too lazy to vote. I blame the old people who shuffle into the voting booth and pull the Democratic lever and don't care if they're voting for far left freaks. But whoever I want to blame, they're in office. You know, there's these mic flags. You know what a mic flag is if you're watching the stream? A mic flag is an identifier. It says KDKA on it, and it's stuck on the mic. So if you're out in the field or if you're on the air streaming, I'm waving it around right now. Every single day it falls in my lap. Listen to it. Just falls off. Listen. They have this thing called glue. Yeah, it's crazy how it works. Get it? Crazy glue. What troubles me is that woman who was on the air here. That woman told the truth. So the con artist was in the salon of the Fairmont Hotel. Really expensive. Gorgeous hotel. And she was ripping them off live. And I'm told she worked her way through downtown and hit the world's greatest hotel. And I reached out to my boys, and we'll see what they say, the William Penn, that she ripped off 6 hotels downtown. And somehow, some way, that wasn't good enough for the mayor to allow the cops to work with ICE. Bad move, Mayor. Bad. And for Corey to say he's not going to work with ICE either, that is troubling big time. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center. AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
What's up, Marty, is we have bridge inspection crews working on the Highland Park Bridge today and tomorrow. They'll be out there till about 3 p.m. today and then 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. tomorrow, weather permitting. You could have a single lane restriction on either side of the bridge. They will work both sides of the bridge, but they promise not to have restrictions on both sides of the span at the same time. But in any case, watch for the crews who are hard at work there and mind your speeds. Easy to mind your speeds on the Parkway East outbound. It's very slow for you right now, right around the Greenfield Bridge overpass as you head outbound toward the Squirrel Hill tunnels. The inbound ride is slow between Edgewood Swissvale and the tunnel portal. Parkway West on the inbound commute, that is slowing for you solidly at the Parkway Center Mall on-ramp before the Fort Pitt tunnels. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to the Marty Griffin Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
When I've had family members and friends with serious medical issues involving mistakes made by doctors, and it does happen, I take them to Perry Calder. John Perry is one of my closest friends, and he's one of the best lawyers in the country. He has doctors on staff. Look, I'm telling you, these big medical companies, they fear this law firm. They're that good. They're that successful. Perry Calder Law, 412-281-4200. Perry Calder Law, 412-281-4200.
This October, don't let a bone-rattling old ride spook you. Get into something new at Bowser Subaru in Pleasant Hills. This October, take the fright out of car buying with the 2025 Subaru Impreza, the compact car that's big on confidence and easy on the wallet. Lease a 25 Impreza base, VIN S8327718 for just $199 a month for 36 months with $2,299 due at signing with 10,000 miles per year. These October savings won't last. Get to Bowser Subaru today with credit approval and financing through SMFL, MSRP $26,971. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer doc via $477 applies. See Bowser Subaru for complete details. Offer ends November 1st.
Oh, that's the power of
BowserSubaru.com. Bowser Subaru, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
So, in the time I've known Bob Tootie, his company, Tootie Mechanical, has put 400 free furnaces in homes. I'm serious. That's where they begin at Tootie Mechanical. Known Bob since high school. He's been that way since high school. The best service, the biggest heart, the greatest facilities and equipment. They use it there. Tweedy Mechanical. It's an amazing place. All about family and helping. 412-373-2000. 412-373-2000.
Get your football fix every Thursday evening at 6 with the Bowser Chevrolet Quest for the Best High School Football Show live from Dave & Buster's. Dan Zangrilli and the Dean of High School Sports, Mike White, break it all down. It's powered by Bowser Chevrolet and brought to you by Diulis Law, First National Bank, and by Guardian Protection, your hometown home and business security company. Only on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Tired of looking at your ugly old slippery bathtub? You don't have to any longer. Call PJ Fitzpatrick. The jacuzzi shower system from PJ Fitzpatrick features a low entry threshold with tons of design options. The jacuzzi shower is luxurious, affordable, and it installs in just one day. Plus, PJ will include a free shower seat and safety bars for all customers this month. Visit trustpj.com today for your free design consultation. That's trustpj.com.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and almost 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. And if you think this is just a cosmetic problem, think again. Varicose or spider veins, if left untreated, can lead to swollen or discolored legs, cramping, the inability to stand or walk, neuropathy, even worse, blood clots, which can travel to other parts of your body. But here's the good news. Advanced Medical Vein Treatment Centers offers plans that treat and cure the condition, not just cover up. Grab your phone, take down this number, and call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248. When you call, you'll get free information on how you can live your life to the fullest again. Walk, exercise, sleep well. Your vein problems will not go away on their own, and in time can lead to major health issues. Call Advanced Medical Vein today for free information on fast and easy solutions that are covered by most insurance plans, Medicare included. Call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248 today.
This October, don't let a bone-rattling old ride spook you. Get into something new at Bowser Subaru in Pleasant Hills. This October, take the fright out of car buying with the 2025 Subaru Impreza, the compact car that's big on confidence and easy on the wallet. Lease a 25 Impreza base, VIN S8327718 for just $199 a month for 36 months with $2,299 due at signing with 10,000 miles per year. These October savings won't last. Get to Bowser Subaru today with credit approval and financing through SMFL, MSRP $26,971. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer doc via 477 applies. See Bowser Subaru for complete details. Offer ends November 1st. BowserSubaru.com. Bowser Subaru, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. Allegheny Health Network is affiliating with Heritage Valley Health System. AHN, which is owned by Highmark Health, is due to make the announcement official at a news conference later today at Heritage Valley's hospital in Beaver County. The signing of the agreement will mark a significant step forward in enhancing healthcare access and quality for residents of Western Allegheny County, Greater Beaver County, and the surrounding area, AHN said in a statement. Heritage Valley is one of the last independent health systems in Western Pennsylvania. Also, after years of operating a well-established business in Mount Lebanon for 13 years, Catherine and Alexandria Davin opted to move closer to clients in the city where they could also better draw from different parts of the region. The mother-daughter partners recently consummated the move to their Davin interior in the first floor of 3000 Smallman Street, a 24,000 square foot office building constructed in the years before the pandemic by Scriber Real Estate, opening their traditional business to be joined by Interior Arts, a furniture showroom expected to complement their established line of work in a neighborhood with fast-growing residential populations coming and newly developed apartment projects, townhouses, and the occasional condo development. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to PittsburghBusinessTimes.com. I'm Mike Larson.
Have an issue in your community? Talk about it now with Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I find it kind of weird that they'll put a boot on a car and they'll throw you in jail for traffic tickets, but they won't work with ICE to arrest people breaking the law. I don't get it. Kind of weird. And the Corey stuff, again, I've liked him. I loved his father. I wish him the best. We'll support him as much as we can, but it has that progressive vibe to it. And you know who knows what I'm saying better than anyone? My man Jim, who's been in politics for decades. It has that vibe to it, doesn't it, man?
That vibe is actually becoming a reality from what I can see.
What's that mean when I say it has that progressive vibe in your translation, which is what's relevant here?
Well, what that means is he's completely turned his back on what I consider the moderate base of the city. All he's interested in is these progressive things. If you watch even his social game, he's at all the progressive picnics.
I noticed that.
And parties.
Why, though?
Well, because basically, and I like the kid, don't get me wrong, but he is a progressive.
Well, so then I get hacked off, and I think you even pointed this out. I sent him a text. You should bag that screwing up the bike lane, the strip district, making it one lane. And I get a text back that he can't go against the bike riders, which is what you're talking, the same idiots. You know what I mean? Same thing.
Well, this is what I'm saying. And if you wanted to be genuine, why should I, because I drive a car, pay for their bike lanes? You put a license on them bikes if you want us to take city money and put actual bike lanes
Plus,
in
it's that whole, and another thing Jim's saying that's right, he's at every friggin' progressive event. Every single one.
If you put a mask on him, you would think it's Ed campaigning.
So why would he tell ICE to go to hell? I don't understand that. How does that help him?
First of all, I don't see the value in coming out against something that's really not in your lane.
Right on.
And but you're going to want federal money though in other areas, and you have a president that somebody's going to put in his ear. Why should you give him anything? All he does is trash you.
Right.
That's the reality of politics in the back room, Marty. You know that.
Yeah.
It's
by the way, he's hiring the same old far left liberals that ran previous mayor's office, including Peduto's people. Seriously.
Well, water seeks its own level. Yeah. I could tell right away by who he's listening to. Yeah. He don't want to hear it. And I'm going to tell you something. Yeah. We have a serious teenage lawless problem in this city.
It's insane.
Exactly. And as the next mayor, he does not want to get in front of public safety. No, he wants to tell you, well, people need to go to recreation centers. I'm not sending my grandkids to no recreation center in this city. Are you crazy? That's exactly where the next crimes will take place.
Just ignorant. I'm worried about it. Hey, I got to ask you something because I think you brought this up last year, and I haven't gone to buy completely out of left field. You pointed out last year how expensive Halloween candy. Is it expensive this year, too? I haven't noticed. I haven't been there yet.
It's actually, from what I'm reading, has went up another like 17-18%.
Whoa. So you haven't bought any yet?
Yeah, because, they're saying because in Africa where they get these chocolate cocoa plants, that there's huge droughts over there. So the candy companies are trying to move more to, like, candies that don't have chocolate, like for Halloween and stuff. But that's when the stuff's going to hit the fan, Marty. You mark my words.
Oh, my man.
When the furnaces come back on and people are paying for Halloween and they start thinking about all my relatives I don't like are coming for Thanksgiving, I got to pay for this.
Oh,
and then the layaways for Christmas.
I'm with you.
Now people's attention are going to be like it was when Trump won.
True.
So
here we go.
The people in charge better start thinking about that.
Waking up. Thanks, Jimbo.
When you need to know, depend on the news leader. At home, in your car, or at work. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM, AM 1020, and KDKA Radio.com.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Do you have questions about Medicare? Aetna has Medicare Advantage plans that include prescription drug coverage in Pennsylvania with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plans include benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. You may also qualify for a monthly credit toward your Part B premium. Call Aetna today at 1-888-76-AETNA to learn more. Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our D-SNPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area.
Woo, yeah. It's Marty. I love the cool weather. Folks, it's October. Crisp mornings, cool evenings. Folks, winter's coming. You know what I'm thinking of? Windows. Time for Universal Windows Direct. Check this out. Right now, 2 windows, get 2 free. No limit. 0% financing for 3 years. Insane. Top it off. Get an extra $500 off your entire home improvement project when you schedule this month. I love this company. 412-545-6003. UniversalWindowsDirect.com. Remember, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Custom made. Professional team installing them. Guaranteed expert installation. UniversalWindowsDirect.com. Wonderful windows, wonderful company. Check it out.
Baseball Learning Center is a Pittsburgh-based nonprofit organization that helps at-risk and disadvantaged people earn their high school diploma, along with various credentials to develop a career pathway through the workforce, higher education, and the U.S. military. Since 2003, Baseball has successfully helped over 25,000 students and their families by providing hope and solutions through a unique mind, body, and spirit approach that reconnects the disconnected while addressing regional workforce needs.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 54 with a few clouds. At 12 o'clock, I'm Paul Rasmussen. 3 teens are facing charges for a shooting outside Ross Park Mall last month. 1 teenager was wounded in the exchange of gunfire near Dick's Sporting Goods. Ross Township police say video surveillance shows 3 of the people involved in the incident had guns and fired shots at each other. 16-year-old Myshawn Scott is being charged as an adult with aggravated assault and weapons violations, and the other teens are being charged as juveniles. Senate Democrats are rejecting for the 10th time a stopgap spending bill to reopen the government. They're insisting they won't back away from demands that Congress take up health care benefits. The impasse has now lasted over 2 weeks. In Pittsburgh, the city is facing a growing fleet crisis, and officials say finding a steady source of revenue is essential to tackling the problem. Here's News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush.
During Wednesday's City Council meeting, Fleet Manager Furman Maurice warned that the city's vehicle crisis is worsening.
At the end of the day, fleet is how the city delivers. Every truck, every patrol car, every medic unit. They're not just vehicles. They're the backbone of how this city serves its residents. The investments we make here determine how fast we respond, how clean our streets are, how reliable our services are. Everything you've seen today, the data, the plan, the benchmarks, it all comes back to one idea: reliability.
Maurice says the city needs to spend $22 million per year to replace older and high-mileage vehicles. However, next year's budget allocates just over $10 million, a figure expected to decline sharply in the coming years. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
PennDOT is applying something called HFST, High Friction Surface Treatment, in high crash areas around Pittsburgh. Spokesperson Stephanie Zolnak says this treatment increases road grip and prevents skidding, especially in wet conditions.
Where you might have the hydroplaning that does occur whenever your vehicle's trying to traverse a horizontal curve, or approach an intersection where you need to stop quickly.
The next HFST application will start tonight on the Parkway East. There'll be inbound and outbound lane restrictions as needed from 9 p.m. through 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. That'll be between the Squirrel Hill and Oakland exits. Hundreds of Alaskans who lost their homes to flooding are being airlifted to shelters. 2 villages had to be evacuated after Typhoon Halong struck, sending houses floating down a river. Alaska Governor Mike Dunleavy says the first plane load of victims arrived at a shelter in Anchorage last night.
This may end up being one of the largest airlifts of Alaskans in the history of the state due to a disaster.
In all, 1,500 flood victims are being airlifted out. Mission Barbecue is opening a Cranberry Township location later this month. In a social media message, Mission says the new restaurant in the 20,000 block of Route 19 will open at noon on Tuesday the 28th. This will be the third Mission Barbecue location in the area, including Monroeville and Robinson. At this hour on Wall Street, the Dow is now down 68 points at 46,186. The Nasdaq up 7 points. The S&P is down about 9. KDKA Sports, Steelers Bengals tonight in Cincinnati at 8:15. Playoff baseball has the Dodgers hosting the Brewers. The Blue Jays are visiting the Mariners. In the NHL, there's a late game for the Penguins versus the LA Kings at 10 p.m. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick, 45 years of experience and thousands of five-star reviews. Trust PJ.com. And by Medicare Solutions provider Need Part C. Open enrollment is here. Will your doctor be in network for 2026? Get a free review from needpartc.com. KDKA Radio News Time 12:04. It's 54, partly cloudy in Pittsburgh. The AccuWeather forecast is next.
Are you tired of online threats? Then get an antivirus. It's the only online protection you will ever need.
Disclaimer, an antivirus is just half protection online. It will not protect you from snoopers or encrypt your traffic. So get better online protection with NordVPN. NordVPN will encrypt your traffic, protect you from malware and phishing, and stop annoying ads. Save 77% on NordVPN and get 3 extra months.
When you haven't found love, it can feel like everyone else has. It's in every movie, every song, and all the PDA. Looking for love sucks. Thankfully, California Psychics can give you the guidance you need to find the one. We can guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com and experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunshine but cool with a high of 62 this afternoon, then clear and cold tonight. Frost is possible mainly outside the city, low 37. Partly sunny, high 64 tomorrow. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zayer, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi. If your garage floor looks lousy, stains, cracks, bad epoxy job, you know who to call. Comer and Cross Concrete Floors. That number's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. A Comer and Cross garage floor will be your favorite home improvement ever. It's like pulling into a new car showroom every night. A Comer and Cross garage floor is the gold standard. Guaranteed to never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever again. And they make it so easy. They're all uniformed, pros, no subcontractors. They're going to be in and out in one day. That's all it takes. They'll fix the cracks and pits perfectly before applying your new floor. They even take your stuff out for you. How about that? So call Comer and Cross now for your best price of the year, starting with $750 off. Even their number's easy. 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Call that now. Or go to COMERcross.com. Comer and Cross Concrete Floor Coatings.
PNC Bank is committed to helping the customers and the communities they serve move forward financially. To do this, they're implementing their community benefits plan that focuses on affordable home lending, small business loans, and employee volunteerism, and creating other opportunities to give back on a local level. They're proud to be part of the Pittsburgh community. See how PNC Bank can make a difference for you at pnc.com/ourcommitments. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Celebrate the spooky season with Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned starting at just $129. And take 15% off your air duct and dryer vent cleaning too. Book online at ZeroResPGH.com. Save big today.
He's live, he's local, he's Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
You ever been in a house of a hoarder? Have you? Trevin? You? It's unbelievable. It is. It's actually sad.
No, I haven't.
It's unbelievable. Most of it's mental illness stuff. I was at a house of a hoarder in the city, and the guy had product. I mean, urine, fecal matter, furniture, food. I'm not exaggerating, up to his neck, and he wouldn't leave. It took 3 years to get him out. This is where we're at, man. He had a wealthy family, too. He probably doesn't remember, but it was the sheriff's people then. They were amazing. Krause's people are amazing. It's the best sheriff's department I've ever been around. Attentive, aggressive, professional, young, kind. So, I'm telling you this because this wonderful man who owns property in the city for decades reached out to me and says, hey, some guy moved into my rental property. I said, okay. We go over to the house. Guy won't come out. That guy who's now become my friend David, and he joins us. It's something you never expected to happen in your life, is it not, sir?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Hey, David, before I grab the sheriff, I got to be honest with you, man. I've been to several houses where there was hoarding. What they left behind in your house is no different than the worst case of hoarding I've ever seen in my life, right?
Yeah, along with drug paraphernalia as well. Syringes and Narcan.
Empty syringes everywhere to the point where it could be dangerous, right?
Yep, absolutely.
They turned your house into a drug den, and a drug house, and a flop house, and a homeless shelter, did they not, sir?
Yeah, there were 7 people living in there.
Krause told me this morning he thinks there might have been 9.
It could be.
And they were in there for how long?
3 months.
3 months. Living without paying a nickel.
Yep.
And they move out, and you have to pay for the mover, the storage, the cleanup, and a locksmith, right?
Yep. I have to put their crap into storage.
Hey, all told, soup to nuts, how much is this going to cost you?
Probably $30,000.
Wow. You know, without Krause's people, they're still in there, aren't they?
Absolutely. Those guys were great.
The sheriff joins me this morning, and I'm guessing the sheriff's going to say, I've seen this movie before. Have you not, sir? This is kind of sort of what happens, is it not, sir?
Marty, is that a question for me?
Yes, sir. This happens a lot, does it not, sir? These people won't leave.
Yeah, it happens frequently. And I can understand and appreciate the frustration of the property owner. But there's a process that plaintiffs or property owners go through where they have to get a court order, file it at the Department of Court Records, and they bring it to us and pay a fee to serve. And it's a writ of possession where essentially, in this case, it's called an ejectment, but it's similar to an eviction. But the difference is the individuals inside this property have no legal right to be there. So what we do, we go eject them from the property, and the plaintiff, as you described that process of changing the locks and other things that are required to do during this process.
I think what is confounding, sir, and Sheriff, you saw the pictures. It's kind of disgusting, right? I mean, it's disgusting.
It was deplorable at the least.
Yeah. And go ahead, sir.
I mean, we're compassionate, people that are on hard times or they're addicted, but we're also compassionate to, the property owners that a lot of times they feel they don't have any rights, and they're just going through a long process to finally come to a resolution. And once we get the court order in these types of cases, we try and do that process as expedient as we can do.
Hey,
just because I respect the.
Sheriff, though, I think that it's shocking, though, to him. This guy he would never have left if it wasn't for you people, right? I'm serious, right?
Well, like I said, I mean, we're executing an order of court.
Yeah.
And like I said, we try to do it expeditiously just because of the seriousness of, damage to property.
Yeah.
But, it's they have no legal right to be there. So once we get the order from a judge, that's the process that takes place.
Sheriff, how many did you say there were 5 or 7 or how many people were in there once your guys got in there?
9 people.
9. Wow.
Yes.
9. And Sheriff, I think what's confounding to guys like my friend Dave here and myself, no one's broken the law here. No one gets handcuffed. No one gets thrown in jail. Instead, my man gets handed a bill for $30,000. It is frustrating, is it not, sir, for the general public who hears these stories?
I mean, I understand the inherent frustration where you own a house, you own a piece of property, and somebody's, has intruded and won't leave. So, I can't speak for the courts, but there's a process that's involved in this, and I understand frustration of property owners that have to go through it. I get it.
Sheriff Krause's people were nothing but professional, nothing but above board, and handle it magnificently. But David, without Krause's people and the court order, that guy would have stayed in your house until he retired, would he not have, sir?
Absolutely. And, him and all his buddies, too, because it started out, it was him and another guy. The other guy had an outstanding arrest warrant, so they took him away, and they left him. I mean, I don't have a problem with the process. I mean, what I'm not so happy about is the timeline for it. And I know it's not out of the hands of the sheriff, but I mean, for, that I have to file a motion for a court order, which is fine, but why does he have 30 days to respond to it?
No, the process sucks, and the sheriff's just doing his job. Sheriff, I appreciate you, man.
All right, Marty, thanks a lot, and stay safe out there.
My man, before you go, our old friend, and Kevin and I go way back. There was a time and place where our old friend George Trotsky and his people would have handled this a lot differently, sir. And you don't have to comment, but you know what I'm saying, right?
I do.
Kevin Krause, thank you, sir.
All right, thanks, Marty.
Dave, thank you, my man.
All right, bye-bye.
Take care.
A lot of people, folks, wanted to kick someone's ass, quite frankly. I had a lot of players say, I want to go over there and kick someone's ass. And I said, no, we can't do that like they used to.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Vanity Fair calls BritBox a delicious streamer. Collider says everyone should be watching. Catch Britain's next best series with BritBox. Stream acclaimed new originals like Code of Silence.
You read lips, right?
And Linley, based on the best-selling mystery series.
Say hi, Linley. Take it from here.
And don't miss the new season of Karen Piri, coming this October.
You don't look like police. I'll take that as a compliment.
See it differently when you stream the best of British TV with BritBox. Watch with a free trial today.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20. And we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better. Because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM. Visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
So, Carlos is my man with Greater Pitt Tree Service. This is the kind of work they do. Woman with a beautiful home in Squirrel Hill sends me this note just yesterday. Marty, Greater Pitt Tree Service, working hard at my house, making my trees look pretty. Not sure, but at least 6 trucks showed up, and I said, guys, I have 3 trees, not a forest. It's that kind of company. It's that kind of service It's that kind of work. Greater Pitt Tree Service, 412-884-TREE, 412-884-TREE.
Make 380 Auction to Murraysville your next stop for discounts and bargains. Trucks come in every week. 380 Auction has name brand furniture, fall mums, also tools, birdseed, automotive supplies, pet supplies, lawn and garden, toys, food, and new items arriving daily. 380 Auction is open Tuesday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Or call 724-339-3132. That's 724-339-3132. Or log on to shop380.com and save. You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it hard to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
NASCO Roofing. Here's why I love NASCO. First of all, woman needed a roof and her husband. Horrible situation with the roof. Massive hole on the roof. No one would fix it. $20,000 plus job. Jerry Nasseri, NASCO Roofing. Fix it for free. The work is unbelievable. The warranty, the work, the labor, guaranteed. Absolutely the best products, the best staffing, the best pricing, the best service, and they care. NASCO Roofing, 412-373-2000.
Open enrollment is here until December 7th. Will your doctors remain in network? Get free personalized Medicare plan comparisons from locally owned Need Part C right now. Top national and regional carriers. Medicare can be confusing, but it doesn't have to be with Need Part C. NeedPartC.com.
CBS Eye on Veterans from ConnectingVets.com. Army combat veteran and Purple Heart recipient Phil Bauer describes how tough life was living with the after effects of war.
Engaging thoughts and speech, and it was like I was out looking for a fight.
But thanks to his incredible service dog, he now has support that never leaves his side.
I feel like I'm a witch doctor when I speak about the intrinsic values of the dog, the companionship that, I don't have to worry about crying or anything because my dog's always right there. Even as we're talking right now, she's snuggled up behind me.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
We had bad chairs, like they were worn out, and the boss got new chairs. And now they're really small, and I'm down below the... Anyone on the stream notice I'm sitting down below the surface of the broadcast studio? I'm now Marty Lilliput. I'm now one of the munchkins in the Oz, Wizard of Oz. We are the lollipop train, the lollipop train. What happened? I asked the boss, can we put that? Nah, it's as high as it goes. I don't know, man. This is a little odd. Someone got to do. Hey, buy the short chairs, get one free. Anyone see this on the stream? Man.
I didn't pay attention until you said something. But now that I see you, you can't unsee it.
My man Trevor is like laughing at me because he knows what I'm talking about. My chin is on the board where all the controls are. My chin. I digress. This scenario with these squatters, old school, all my boys that own real estate, and a bunch of them do, and a bunch of them texted me, they'd have gone over there and kicked that guy's ass. I'm not saying that's the proper thing to do. That would have happened. One day. Done. Bye. I went over there, by the way, with the property owner, and we knocked on the door, and we actually opened the door, and the guy was in there. He told us to go to hell, and we went and left. And I texted the idiot who was living in there. He said he wasn't leaving because he had to save some money. Okay. Turns out he was selling drugs in there and using drugs in there and had Guys, the two engineers just walked past. They're afraid to make eye contact. They know how short these chairs are. Hey, my man. Hey, come in here for a second, please. Come in here, please. Please come in here. Come right up to the microphone. Come on. Tell everybody who you are.
What's up? I'm Tom.
You're Tom. Tom's one of my favorite people. Now, Tom, you're an honest young man, right?
Yeah.
Would you consider this chair that they gave me to be a little short?
I think maybe so.
My chin is on the board, Tom. So the old chair had stains and puke and vomit and fecal matter on it. This one is new, but my chin is on the countertop. Tom.
Is it a good trade-off?
No. Thank you. You guys got a deal, didn't you? There's some deal. Buy 4 short chairs, get 4 short chairs for free kind of deal. Carol, go ahead. Thanks for holding.
Oh, Marty, you just don't want to get too high there.
You're right. I like being lowly.
I have a different situation. I have a code violation with my neighbor.
Oh.
Matter of fact, I'm sitting in my car right now. The grass just looks like it's out in a forest or whatever, that's never been taken care of. The trees, the vines, whatever, are growing across the wires.
Oh.
I don't know if it's the cable, the whatever.
In the city? In the city?
No, it's in Penn Hills.
Oh, and have you reported this?
And I called. I have reported it many times.
And what happens?
It was nothing.
Nothing. That's what it is.
And they say it takes time. And I understand. And the guy, time. My house is for sale. I don't have time.
Oh, wow.
Nobody's going to buy my home.
No, not if the next door looks.
My home.
No, not if it looks like that. Yeah.
Yes, and I keep reporting and I keep calling. And the thing about it is, everything that I did to keep my house up and do the right thing for the codes and everything that I have to do, I'm going to have to redo it again if I'm going to put my house back on the market.
Right on.
I mean, this is like $250 for this, $300 for that. But,
and there's
we're not talking about little stuff. It's like test the water, I don't know what they do.
And there's no enforcement. None. She's right. It's horrible. Carol, send me a video of the house next door, please. Rhett, go ahead. Rhett.
Oh, hey, Marty.
What's up, man?
I didn't hear the very beginning of what was going on with the ejectment thing, but I understand the frustration of the property owner, and I understand frustration of how long the process may take. He got it out of there in 3 months. That actually goes pretty quick.
No, it's
I'm
true.
an attorney.
It's true.
I practice in the area of real estate. The reason why it takes 30 days is that's due process. That's our Constitution.
Maybe so, but he lived in his house for 4 months. 4 months, man.
I guess the reason...
Told the guy to screw off. Broke into his house and moved in, turned it into a drug house and a homeless shelter. Due process. Yeah, that's what that is.
Well, we need to hear the gentleman's story because I want to share with you. I've had hundreds of cases where a property owner or a landlord says the same thing.
Okay, because that's not the case here. Because I spent time on this. I spent time on this. I am not allowing you to take the side of a bum in this case. Sorry, man. Email me your info. I'd love to talk to you. Get Marty at KDKRadio.com. Get Marty at KDK.com. If he paid attention, he would know that the guy broke into this man's house, lived there for 4 months, caused $30,000 damage, turned into a drug house and was selling drugs in there, and somehow Brett thinks he was mistreated? No. Go away, man.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents.
and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Hey folks, true story. I stopped in at Salem's Market and Grill for one thing. Their lamb chops are the best. The butcher's hand cut anything you want. Old-fashioned butcher shop with locally sourced meat, fresh. I love supporting Salem's. Family-owned business, been in Pittsburgh since 1981. There's a history and heart in Salem's Market and Grill. One thing I know about Salem's is that nobody leaves hungry. Salem's Market and Grill, amazing. 2923 Penn Avenue in the Strip.
Lock in amazing fall deals for your new roof with Home Genius Exteriors. Get 50% off roofing materials, plus 0% APR and no payments till 2027. And for a limited time, get free attic insulation. Call Home Genius Exteriors now at 855-U-R-GENIUS to schedule your free roof and attic inspection. That's 855, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. Home Genius Exteriors, the genius choice in roofing. See website for details.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 55 degrees at 12:30. I'm David Ballarado. Heads up if you're traveling along the Parkway East between 9 tonight and 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. There will be single and double lane restrictions occurring both inbound and outbound between the Squirrel Hill and Oakland exits as PennDOT lays down a new high-friction surface treatment to improve safety for motorists.
To help increase skid resistance around the curves to reduce some of those forces as you're going around a curve or whenever you're braking in approach of an intersection or coming down a steep grade.
That's PennDOT's Stephanie Zolnak. She says this tried-and-true road treatment reduces fatal crashes by 76%. In Fayette County, the Albert Gallatin School District is alerting parents and families that shaved ice served at an event last night may have been contaminated with broken glass and insulin. The ice was served at a trunk-or-treat event at A.L. Wilson Elementary Center. The district is advising anyone who consumed the shaved ice and experiencing adverse effects to seek medical attention. A recent survey of the autistic and their families finds safety is of the utmost priority. News Radio KDK's Paul Rasmussen has more.
This weekend, a free Autism Safety Expo is being held to connect people with critical resources. Tammy Morton, the director of Operation Autism Connection of Pennsylvania, says the event focuses on promoting safety in the home and the community for people of all ages and stages on the spectrum, along with their families.
Not only physical safety, addressing self-injurious behavior, but also safety online, safety financially. And the big question for families is, how do we get the services and supports in our homes?
The Autism Safety Expo is being held from 9 to 4 Friday and 9 to noon Saturday at Fire Station 4 on Northern Pike in Monroeville. Paul Rasmussen, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street at this hour, the three major averages are all down about 0.5%. The Dow is down 230 points. The NASDAQ is lower by 108, and the S&P 500 dropping 37. KDK Radio News Time, 12:32. Our next update's at 1. I'm David Ballarado on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money line, spread, totals, player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Pennsylvania. TNC Supply. In-app only.
Do you spend your winters outside the burg? Does your current Medicare plan offer out-of-state coverage? Marty here for MediConnect. It's a local, top-rated company. I trust them to answer your questions and other Medicare concerns you may have. The well-trained teams from MediConnect will sit down with you free of charge, explain all the different Medicare options available. And once again, it's a free service. 888-818-6334. MediConnect. It's Medicare made simple. Love the folks at Coit. They have been in our house 5 times. Over the years, did amazing work every time. Right now, Coit, 50% off drapery cleaning, 35% off all other Coit cleaning services. My House, they did City Hall, amazing job on both. Call Coit, 1-800-FOR-COIT, 1-800-FOR-COIT, 25% off drapery cleaning, 35% off all other Coit services.
Lunch was great. Lawrenceville is such a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Cool this afternoon despite sun. We'll have a high of 62. Then frost is possible tonight, mainly outside the city. Clear and cold with a low of 37. High 64, partly sunny tomorrow. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
At Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank, our table has no end. Every seat filled means another neighborhood nourished, but this table needs you. Donate, volunteer, advocate, because the power of you keeps the table growing. Activate your power today at pittsburghfoodbank.org.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Fall in for some fall fantastic savings at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. Save with your Coons Reward Card. Fresh split chicken breasts are $1.99 a pound. New crop Honeycrisp apples, 99 cents a pound. And selected varieties of Tina's Pizza Rolls, 24.8-ounce packages, 2 for $7. Additional savings in our meat department. 85% lean fresh ground round, $5.99 a pound. And wild-caught skin-on fresh haddock fillets are $10.99 a pound. In the produce department, carving pumpkins, $5.99 each. And jumbo sun-kissed navel oranges are 5 for $5. In the deli department, John F. Martin ham off the bone is $5.99 a pound. And this week, selected varieties of Del Grosso pasta sauce, 15 to 24-ounce jars, 2 for $4.
So fall in for some fall fantastic savings at Coons Market. How do you find the one nearest you? Click on coonsmarket.com. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I
I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding. Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company.
It's Marty Griffin on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
We have, in my immediate family and in the folks that we know and in folks in the community, have a significant number of friends, family and friends that have had breast cancer. The vast majority of those women, because they were assertive and aggressive about getting tested, are okay. It's a scary process. It can sometimes be a painful process, but it's a process that, as time goes by, becomes more and more life-saving process. And I wanted to grab Dr. Elisa Sumpkin from UPMC McGee to discuss this. Hi, Doctor. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Hey, Doctor. My wife is very aggressive about getting these done and started at a pretty young age before she turned 50. Why is it so important to be aggressive and get started at a younger age with these tests, Doctor?
It's so important to start early because early detection is our biggest screening tool. And that's when we get the best results. So the sooner we can find anything in the breast, the better the outcome is going to be. So we want to try and start screening as soon as possible. And then depending on the risk, your individual risk, you may have to start sooner than the average woman. So it's something to keep in mind.
Doctor, the rate of curing, the rate of survival goes much higher when it's detected early, does it not, Doctor?
Absolutely. That's why we want to start our screening mammograms for average risk women around age 40. However, if you are higher risk, you may have to start your screening mammograms age 25 potentially, or 30, but before the age of 40, because we're going to find it earlier and smaller then.
Hey, Doctor, my wife has what are described as dense breasts, so extensive testing, some kind of trepidation. Sometimes there's a spot, but she stays on it and gets tested again and again and again. How important is sticking with it, Doctor?
Definitely important to stick with it. I know as a patient, it can be incredibly frustrating and scary too, to keep coming back. And it's a very big emotional process. But you want to make sure that you stay on top of things, because that's, again, when we can make a big difference. If there's a little change in something that we see, then it'll be a red flag for us to do something early at that point in time. And so the dense breast is a very important topic. It's something that we're very careful about these days, because breast density, we want to be able to look a little bit more at. If you have dense breasts, it can make you higher risk. So it's good to know if you do have dense breasts or not.
Word gets out, because it has, that this is painful sometimes, and it scares people. How do you alleviate that fear, Doctor?
So it is variable for a lot of women. Yep. You know, some women explain that it's very painful, others not so much. So it's really dependent on the woman. Is it uncomfortable? Sure, it's a little bit uncomfortable, but we want to make sure that we're doing the mammogram still, even despite a very short period of discomfort, that we can perform these tests very rapidly. So it's a very short period of discomfort, and then we're going to be able to find out something that could potentially save your life. So while it is uncomfortable, it's still worth it to definitely go through it and face it, and so we can get you a good result.
I tell people this. I went through chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery for cancer. It sucked. It was horribly painful. I don't care. I'm alive. You know what I'm saying, doctor? Right. Come on. The end game is I want to live here. Is it not, doctor?
Absolutely. 100%. Sometimes there's a little bit of, there's discomfort, there's emotions, there's pain, all of that involved, but it's really worth it. I mean, you're the story to tell it, of course.
So, Doc, once in a while we'll meet someone, a female, that had a genetic makeup, a family background that suggested high risk. And then they tell you, I had a double mastectomy, and that scares the crap out of me. Under what parameters does that happen, doctor?
That's a very important topic. We have, you have to be aware, if you can, of your family history. Do you have a first-degree relative or a couple of second-degree relatives with breast cancer? And then if you do, you may want to think about genetic testing. And that genetic testing is very important because it can reveal a certain process that happens in your body that can predispose you to getting breast cancer. And if you do have one of these abnormalities, and a lot of people have heard about BRCA1 or BRCA2, and if you have one of those, your chance for breast cancer in your lifetime is exceedingly high. Whoa. So in that case, you want to potentially, some women do have their breasts removed to potentially, alleviate some of that risk. So very important to check your family history. If it's significant, get some genetic testing done. And it may or may not be the right decision to have breasts removed, but that is certainly something to think about.
Again, doctor, that's one of the things. Some women are afraid to take that genetic test. Seriously, you know why, right? I don't want to know, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you say?
I mean, of course, the unknown and the possibilities are incredibly frightening. But, if you're proactive about it, it will save your life later on. So it's worth it.
Hey, doctor, at what age do the tests get covered now on insurance? People worry about payment.
Yeah. Right. So general recommendations for the average risk woman is going to be to start screening mammograms at age 40.
Oh.
If you do have a higher risk of breast cancer, so let's say your mom had breast cancer at age 35, you want to do your screenings 10 years before that.
Whoa.
So you may start screening 10 years prior to when your first degree relative had breast cancer. So it's good to know that kind of stuff. So, but average risk is going to be 40 years old, and then you're going to get screening mammograms annually for a long period of time after that.
It's great information. Could save lives, doctor. It's fabulous stuff. I love the way you communicate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I tell people, don't run from it, ma'am. You can't.
While you sleep, there are people you've never met who are working hard to make your morning. People who get up at ungodly hours to make sure you get the information you want while you sleep. People who dedicate their lives to make yours better while you sleep. These people come together during the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richard, 5:30 to 10 in the morning, to make sure you have the best news, traffic, and weather to start your day. Wake up to your friends. Weekday mornings on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
2D Mechanical Systems, Pittsburgh's HVAC, plumbing, and electric leaders, is a family business that I truly admire. 2D culture is built on ethics, service, and making a difference in our community. 2D Mechanical Systems, they're the people you want working in your home.
Steel City Shredding, Pittsburgh's premier locally owned shredding and document management service since 1928. Steel City has been Pittsburgh's trusted name in business services. Today, Steel City Shredding continues that legacy with secure, on-site shredding you can watch happen. From paper and hard drives to media destruction and e-waste disposal, we keep your information safe. And we 100% recycle all materials. Steel City Shredding, secure, on-site, 100% recycled. Visit steelcityshredding.com.
This year's senior class is back at homecoming, reunited and protected with mNEXSpike, the new COVID-19 vaccine from Moderna for adults 65 and older. That's because these seniors know they face the highest risk of severe COVID. mNEXSpike COVID-19 vaccine mRNA is a COVID-19 vaccine for people 65 and older and for 12 to 64-year-olds at high risk for severe COVID. You shouldn't get mNEXSpike if you've had an allergic reaction to a previous Moderna COVID-19 vaccine. Rare cases of inflammation of the heart muscle and outer lining have been reported. Common side effects include pain at the injection site, tiredness, headache, muscle or joint pain, chills, nausea, vomiting, and underarm swelling or soreness. mNEXSpike may not protect everyone. This year's senior class came ready with a COVID-19 vaccine that helps them keep showing up. mNEXSpike from Moderna, here for the senior class. Visit mnexspike.com to schedule your vaccine today. That's mnexspike.com.
Hey, construction pros, your team at Foundation Software is here. What's something you never want to be told? You're over budget. Get your projects back on track with Foundation Construction Accounting Software. For more than 40 years, contractors have chosen Foundation to improve job costing, reporting, payroll, and more with one complete platform. Don't let overruns ruin your bottom line. Visit foundationsoft.com. That's foundationsoft.com. Foundationsoft.com.
Woo, yeah. It's Marty. I love the cool weather, folks. It's October, crisp mornings, cool evenings. Folks, winter's coming. You know what I'm thinking of? Windows, time for Universal Windows Direct. Check this out. Right now, 2 windows, get 2 free. No limit. 0% financing for 3 years. Insane. Top it off. Get an extra $500 off your entire home improvement project when you schedule this month. I love this company. 412-545-6003. UniversalWindowsDirect.com. Remember, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Custom made, professional team installing them. Guaranteed expert installation. UniversalWindowsDirect.com. Wonderful windows, wonderful company. Check it out.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the U.S. may consider extending the Trump administration's pause on the threatened additional 100% tariffs on all Chinese imports if China suspends its plans to curb exports of rare earth minerals to the U.S. President Trump and Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping are scheduled to meet this month in South Korea for the first time in 6 years. The Bank of Montreal, or BMO Bank, says it will sell off 138 bank branches it owns in 11 states to First Citizens Bank and Trust. The sale comes just 2 years after BMO bought the Bay Area-based Bank of the West. The Canadian-based lender says it plans to open 150 new branches, though, with an emphasis on California. A ton of Americans are now looking for a seasonal job after losing full-time gigs. The job site Indeed says searches for those types of jobs are now up 27% at the end of September compared to a year ago and up 50% from 2023. I'm Dan Schwartzman, Bloomberg Radio.
Have an issue in your community? Talk about it now with Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Can anyone see the stream that's listening right now? Do you see me at all? Anyone? We got new chairs and they're too short, and so if you look at the stream, oh man, I love this. Let me talk hoarding. Linda, go ahead. Thanks for hanging in there.
Okay, I just, of course, I was yesterday and today, I heard the conversation. Now, granted, I have never had a squatter.
Oh, wow.
However, I've been in the business for 45 years.
Right.
And I believe the lawmakers are not really listening to landlords. I mean, in situations when you can't get a tenant out, what landlords have been doing, I refuse to do it. Yeah. They'll do cash for keys. They'll actually pay them to move.
Oh.
Because of how long it takes to get people out.
Wow.
I mean, it takes months. And then, yeah, I mean, you can go and you can win in court. And, of course, they appeal it, so that takes time.
Wow.
And to get money, it's very, very hard to recoup the money. And then the damage, it's very expensive to maintain a property. And then when you start adding the costs of just maintaining a property, and they want to know why there isn't affordable housing. My personal opinion is that they're looking at the symptom and not the cause. We are a very landlord-friendly state, and I believe that they need to look at this. There has to be a better balance between the rights of the tenant, because there are very poor landlords out there.
Yeah, of course.
And of course, and landlords. Keep in mind, us small landlords, we're the majority of the rentals, and I mean the laws are just totally against us.
Well, how about what this guy? It's going to cost this guy $30,000.
Yes, absolutely. That's why they do cash for keys. The cost of hiring an attorney.
Wow.
It's not cheap. This is something that's happening on a regular basis, and the government is just not paying attention.
Wow.
And granted, that's a squatter situation.
Yep.
That is not a landlord-tenant situation. There's a different process for that. I've never been through that one. But and keep in mind, I got the best tenants on this earth. I really do. However, there are times when things change, job change, and then they don't become the
I got to tell you, my buddies that own property that are old school, they would have gone over there and kicked his ass.
Oh, no. You can't do that. Absolutely. You can't take the door off.
I know.
You can't shut off utilities.
I was told that.
You can't.
You're right again.
You can't do any of that.
Yep.
I mean, and granted, there is a side to this. I mean, the tenants have a side, but if not when they're doing damage, they're in there not paying rent. I mean, we have mortgages, we have taxes.
Hell yeah.
We have upkeep, and so of course that all goes into the cost of rent. So you wonder why rents are high. I mean, this is an example of it. I mean, here it is. He spent all that money, and now, I mean, he has to try to recoup it somehow. I mean, we're in it for profit. I mean, for me, this is my retirement.
I'm with you. I agree with everything you're saying.
And so the laws need to change. And this is not what happened to him is not all that unusual. And there wouldn't be a cash for keys if it wasn't unusual. And I believe, I mean, I belong to a landlord group. I mean, there are groups out there that if our lawmakers cared, they would be out there reaching out to us and trying to get our side of what's going on. Then maybe there could be more affordable housing. And keep in mind, I do background checks. I do credit checks. I meet my people. And I think I've got the best people on this earth. I really do.
Well, this moron snuck in when the guy was gone for a week. He didn't even know what the hell happened.
And that can happen. Absolutely.
Wow.
And look at what it cost him.
Huh.
And how many months that person stayed in there.
There were 9 people in there shooting up fentanyl and selling it. Disgusting. It's disgusting. Great call. Go ahead, Tony.
Yeah, hi, Marty. Trying to make a long story short, there's a house down here that there was squatters in there, but there was family members in there who was allowing them to come in. And the house is in deplorable condition, broken windows, the whole 9 yards. And
wow.
Then the son passed away, and the mother's been gone for a good number of years.
Wow.
And the house was never transferred over, to the proper date. And my wife and me went to the magistrate and says, why you keep continuing to allow this happen? And she says, well, come to the hearings. And we went to the hearings, but then our house got spray painted,
got
egged, and I got a rash sitting on the porch from that. And the judge says to come. And there ain't nothing that she can do about that, but yet she allows that to continually happen.
What's the status of the house right now?
Well, it's still, a lot of windows that are broken and nothing's done. So nobody's going to report. I ain't going to report it no more.
Wow.
They give them my name and where I live at. that's how I got retaliated against of my house being egged and spray painted and stuff like that. And the house next door to me is full of weeds. And then she told me, to come to the hearings with that. But yet, it continues to happen.
It's unbelievable. It's horrifying. It's horrifying what's happened.
The KDKA mobile news fleet is driven by Jim Shorkey Kia, North Huntington and Wexford. JimShorkeyKia.com.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Looking for an adventure getaway? AAA presents a snowmobile adventure in Jackson and Yellowstone National Park. Enjoy a 5-night stay and 3 full days of guided snowmobiling with gear, winter suit, boots, helmet, and gloves all included. Plus a free day to explore your way, cross-country or downhill skiing, dog sledding, more snowmobiling, and more. Winter is the best time for adventure experiences in Wyoming. Don't miss it. Visit your local AAA office or call 1-800-354-8761 today.
At Giant Eagle, we're helping bring the holiday magic home. Because your get-togethers bring everyone together. Because you make the holidays feel like the holidays. Because nothing beats free. From October 16th to November 6th, spend $350 and earn a free turkey on your next visit. Redeem through November 30th. Giant Eagle. Because it matters. Must scan My Perks loyalty card to earn and redeem. Restrictions apply. Visit gianteagle.com for details.
House stealing. It's a nightmare that's real. It's the FBI's term for thieves stealing your home's title and draining your equity. Just one fake document filed with a recorder, and scammers can own your home on paper, drain your equity, and do it all without you even knowing. Imagine waking up to a foreclosure or eviction notice. Listen to former title thief Matt Cox.
What people don't realize is the ease in which this crime can happen. I can take the deed to your house and I can transfer that deed into my name. It's a great crime, and it's happening all the time.
So how can you stop the nightmare and protect yourself? Find out if you're already a victim now at HomeTitleLock.com. Use promo code RADIO and get a 30-day free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection, a title scan, and access to a title specialist, a $250 value. Don't wait. Go to HomeTitleLock.com now, promo code RADIO.
We're all human with the same insecurities, doubting ourselves, thinking we're not worthy or good enough, believing those negative thoughts we think. Stop! Every last one of us is good enough to be the best version of ourselves. This is Dr. Shufo from the Weight Loss and Wellness Center. Come to me, and together we'll change that way of thinking. Excess pounds will come off, you'll feel and look better, and thoughts will become positive. If you want to change, just call me at 1-800-900-THIN.
The Colorectal Cancer Alliance wants you to know a lot of things in life are preventable. Ooh, gas station sushi. That's preventable. And even colon cancer can be preventable if you get screened. If you're 45 or older, talk to your doctor. Go to colorectalcancer.org to learn more.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 56 degrees at 1 o'clock. I'm David Colorado. News is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick with their famous lifetime warranty on materials and labor. TrustPJ.com. U.S. Steel says the initial findings from the independent review of the August 11th explosion at the Clairton Coke Works match those of their own investigation into what happened. EDT's probe found that high-pressure water being used to clean a valve exceeded its capacity, causing it to rupture, releasing coke oven gas. U.S. Steel says while it continues to look into what happened in the deadly explosion, it has strengthened safety protocols, including no longer using high-pressure water to clean valves. The Senate is voting again today on a funding bill to end the government shutdown as the stalemate enters its third week. A federal judge has also temporarily blocked the Trump administration from firing workers during the shutdown, as the White House says thousands more jobs could be on the line. Natalie Brandt has the latest now from Washington.
Senators returned to the floor for a 10th attempt to fund the U.S. government, and once again the GOP measure failed.
The motion is not agreed to.
On the larger issues, neither side is showing signs of budging.
We're simply asking them to extend current funding levels for a few weeks while we work on full-year appropriations.
and the Trump shutdown drags on because Republicans refuse to work with or even negotiate with Democrats in a serious way.
The president's Office of Management and Budget says federal worker layoffs during the shutdown could exceed 10,000. But a federal judge says for now the firings must stop.
3 teens are facing charges for that shooting outside Ross Park Mall last month. 1 teenager was wounded in the exchange of gunfire near Dick's Sporting Goods. Ross Township Police say video surveillance shows 3 of the people involved in the incident had guns and fired shots at each other. 16-year-old Maishan Scott is being charged as an adult with aggravated assault and weapons violations. The other teens are being charged as juveniles. The city faces a growing crisis with its vehicle situation, and officials say finding a steady source of revenue is essential to tackling the problem. News Radio KD's Tamira Rush has details.
During Wednesday's City Council meeting, Fleet Manager Furman Maurice warned that the city's vehicle crisis is worsening.
At the end of the day, fleet is how the city delivers. Every truck, every patrol car, every medic unit. They're not just vehicles. They're the backbone of how this city serves its residents. The investments we make here determine how fast we respond, how clean our streets are, how reliable our services are. Everything you've seen today, the data, the plan, the benchmarks, it all comes back to one idea: reliability.
Maurice says the city needs to spend $22 million per year to replace older and high-mileage vehicles. However, next year's budget allocates just over $10 million, a figure expected to decline sharply in the coming years. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 171 points. The Nasdaq is lower by 56. The S&P 500 down 27 points. KDKA Sports, the Steelers and Bengals tonight in Cincinnati. Kickoff is at 8:15. KDK Radio News Time 103. Time to learn how the Inflation Reduction Act impacts your Medicare plan. Get help on selecting the best options for you. Call One Health Benefits 724-799-8873. It's 56 degrees in Pittsburgh. The AccuWeather forecast is next.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey folks, Marty here. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. No interest for 3 years. Restrictions apply. Call 412-543-6003. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Get ready to roll. Bocce House of Pittsburgh officially open and all month long. It's open play. That means free play on the bocce courts. Come experience Pittsburgh's newest social destination, featuring memberships, a luxury cigar lounge, and league play for all skill levels. So grab some friends, enjoy delicious food, and pour yourself a drink at our self-pour bar system. The Bocce House of Pittsburgh, where good food, great drinks, and even better company meet on the court. So visit theboccehouse.com for all the details.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Look, I hear this all the time, and folks get scared about their debt. If you're struggling with your debt, give my friends at Harold, Shepley & Associates a call. Right, Harold?
Absolutely. We have offices throughout Pennsylvania, but you never need to come into the office. It's always a free consultation, and there's no travel required, so there's no reason to pick up the phone and not give us a call.
And don't hide from it.
Yeah, there's no reason to be ashamed. You want to get back on your feet, and you need some help.
Check them out, ShepleyLaw.com.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
This afternoon is going to be sunny but cool with a high of 62, then clear and cold, low 37 tonight. A chance of frost, mainly outside the city. High 64, partly sunny tomorrow. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
2D Mechanical Systems, Pittsburgh's HVAC, plumbing, and electric leaders, is a family business that I truly admire. 2D culture is built on ethics, service, and making a difference in our community. 2D Mechanical Systems, they're the people you want working in your home.
What's up, guys? It's John Smith. I'm so excited to be in Pittsburgh. Everyone has been so friendly, especially my guys at Memorial Highway Chevrolet in West Mifflin. When I first got to Pittsburgh, I knew I needed a new ride. My man Andre Palmer hooked me up with the brand new Chevy Silverado. The entire experience with the team at Memorial Highway Chevrolet was first class. These guys are total pros. They gave me a full tour of their all-new dealership in West Mifflin, and I gotta tell you, There's something there for everyone. The new Chevys are awesome, but they also have a full used vehicle lineup. Picture yourself rolling down the parkway in a new car, truck, or SUV from Memorial Highway Chevrolet in West Mifflin. Check out their full lineup at memorialdeals.com. I'm John Smith, and I'm giving Memorial Highway Chevrolet 2 thumbs up. Memorial Highway Chevrolet, they're always dealing.
It's Chevy Truck Month all September long at Memorial Highway Chevrolet. Check out our full inventory of Colorados and Silverados at memorialdeals.com or stop by our dealership at 2430 Lebanon Church Road in West Mifflin.
Fire doesn't wait, and neither should you. When disaster strikes, call Service Master of Greater Pittsburgh. Fire damage? Demand the yellow van.
Demand the yellow van. Call Service Master.
He's live, he's local, he's Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Steelers. I will go into it thinking I'm not going to watch the whole game. I'm going to go to sleep about 10. I'll stay up till 11:30 and have to take 19 sleeping pills. Because I take Unisom when I can't sleep. So you know. If I sound dopier than normal tomorrow, that's why. Hey, before I grab JD here, anybody understand why we're seeing so many of these annoying ads for Supreme Court? Anyone? Anyone? 866-391-1020. It's all day, man. It's all night. And I'm reading now, they've spent more than $10 million. Half of them want you to retain the current justices, Supreme Court. They have a 5-2 margin, the Democrats. I know 2 of them. Kevin Dougherty and David Wecht. Had them both in studio here once, years ago. The other one is Christine Donahue. The Republicans want them out. Out. And the ads are all day and all night. Nothing for anything else. Not one ad for the mayor's race. Duh. Nothing for county council. Duh. Nothing for anything else. Anyone know why? Anyone? Come on. I didn't know why. I had to look it up. I didn't know why they were annoying the hell out of me. 866-391-1020. Anyone know why these ads are running till you want to throw up? Anyone? 866-391-1020. You know who knows? My man JD. The best in the game. John Delano, what's up, brother?
Hey, Marty. Great to be with you and all your listeners today.
JD, $8 to $10 million spent so far. Annoying.
Yeah, amazing.
Why, sir? Why are we seeing this all day and all night?
Well, it's because these courts all across America have become increasingly political on issues that are fundamentally important to lots of people. In this particular case, where, as you know, the Democrats control the state Supreme Court, I think the real issue in the long run is reapportionment. That is, what do these legislative and congressional districts look like? People may forget that because of a deadlock in the state legislature about, 5-10 years ago, the congressional districts that we now have in Pennsylvania were drawn by the state Supreme Court. Typically, it's a legislative act. The state house, the state senate, and the governor agree on a bill on how to cut up the districts. And if one party controls the state, they carve up districts in order to hurt the other party. They do what's called gerrymandering. And so they make these squiggly-looking districts that are really wacko. We had a wacko one that the Republicans drew in the last census, before the last census in 2010, that got tossed out by the court, and the court ended up substituting its own districts when the legislature deadlocked on a plan. Now, that plan that the court came up with made the districts very even, and it wasn't quite as squiggly as they used to be. And by the way, both parties do this. I'm not trying to label one party or the other.
Right.
But right now, Republicans nationally want to take control of the Pennsylvania State Supreme Court so that they can create district lines that only elect Republicans and not Democrats. And, of course, the Democrats don't want to see that happen. So when you're voting yes, you're voting to keep 3 justices who happen to be Democrats. Now, they will argue that they're not partisan Democrats and that there are lots of Republican judges who are not partisan Republicans either. But the national parties are hoping that by having a Supreme Court justice of their ilk, they'll be more likely to rule their way. And this retention election, that's what it is. You vote yes on David Wecht, on Christine Donahue, or on Doherty, and those are the 3 Democrats who are up. If we voted no on them, those seats would become vacant, and the Republicans in Washington think they'd have a shot at electing a Republican justice.
Which, by the way,
So it really
JD, the next election wouldn't be till 27, right?
That's right. The initial appointment would come from a Democratic governor, but it would have to be approved by a Republican state Senate. So the bottom line is that, first of all, we have only defeated on a retention 1 state Supreme Court justice ever in Pennsylvania history. So normally, sorry for that siren if you hear it in the background. But the bottom line is that it's very rare when a judge has been serving on the bench for 10 years, as long as they haven't done anything super controversial, they tend to get retained for another 10 years. And that's what Wecht and Donahue and Doherty are asking voters. They've had 10 years, they want another.
But, JD, we haven't seen this kind of money spent before, have we?
No, and a lot of this money is coming from what we call dark money. It's hard to know exactly who is contributing to these ads, the vote no ads and the vote yes ads, and that makes it suspect too, to be honest. So I think what people aren't going to spend take the time to research who's David Wecht. He's the son of Cyril Wecht, so he has a bit of a name. He's a Yale law guy. I mean, he's a very bright, brilliant fellow.
Yeah, cool guy. Yeah.
You know him. And Christine Donahue is also from Western Pennsylvania. Doherty is from back east in the Philadelphia area.
Oh, yeah.
He's very much of a labor guy. Pro-labor. His brother was head of the labor council over there. So these are folks who have been serving on the bench for quite a while. And the question is it time to kick them off or not? And they're trying to create issues. I mean, both sides try to create issues. Is this a referendum on abortion rights? That kind of thing.
Hey, JD.
And is this a referendum on letting the sexual abuse victims out of court or something?
Come on. Hey, JD, will anyone turn out for this, buddy?
No.
No way.
No.
This
is going to be one of these elections where I suspect I'd be surprised if it hits 15, 20% statewide.
Whoa.
It's going to be low because, first of all, you put your finger on it, Marty. There's no mayor's race in Pittsburgh. That's what would bring voters out, a mayor's race. But there isn't a race. There's not much of a race at all. And in Philadelphia, the DA's race is the hottest item over there, and that's not hot because the DA is going to win re-election. It's a Democratic city, Democratic DA. So there are very few parts of Pennsylvania, frankly, where there's anything really exciting on the ballot. It's not like next year's election with the governor or 2 years from there, the president. But this is going to be a very ho-hum election. And that's what has both sides worried. They do not know who's going to come out. They have no clue who's going to vote. And I always say in that situation, who's got clout? You and me, those of us who vote. We got clout.
Man, JD, they're going to spend up to $20 million and no one's going to turn out. Wow.
Yeah, that's that's like giving everybody $1,000 to vote.
Wow. JD, you're the man. Thanks, my brother. You're the absolute best, my man. Thank you.
Hey, always good being with you, Marty. Have a great day, everybody.
Now I know what it's about. And now I know you folks don't give a damn. Seriously.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
So, my man Henry, who's been in law enforcement close to 60 years, his wife needs a place to rest where someone can take care of her full time. And the long-term care facility is $8,000 a month. You can't afford it. Enter Julian Gray, elder law attorney, the best out there. Enter his counselors, his social workers. And right now, they're making certain that Henry can get his wife into a place she can afford, that they can afford. Same with me and my wife. Julian Gray and his people put together an estate plan that will protect us and our children for the future. Look, folks, grayelderlaw.com. Trusted, knowledgeable, fantastic, hands-on service. grayelderlaw.com. 412-960-2971.
Eggland's Best, the only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best, better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Our fifth Bowser car. That's not exaggeration. And I'm going to tell you why. For so many reasons. Number one, the way they treat you at the sale. To them, your family. And we got 3 brands. We got Subarus, plural. Hyundai, my wife has the Santa Fe, which she loves. Genesis, probably the coolest car I've ever had, and I get asked about it every single day. And when there's a service opportunity, when they need service, they pick up the car. They drop off another car. They fix the car, and they bring the car back, and it's with a smile. When there's an accident, they drove out of state to get parts to fix one of the cars that was struck from behind. Everybody's okay. And they fix the car to perfection. Look, man, there's a lot of family dealerships out there. Nah, there's one Bowser. There's one Bowser family. And everything they do is about family and taking care of you. The Bowser experience. It's absolutely amazing.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Just got off the phone with Mark Serrao, the man himself, Oakmont Bakery. Mark, want to make sure you know it is pumpkin time. Oakmont Bakery. Pumpkin cheesecakes, bagels, donuts, cookies, pies, cupcakes, scones, cake rolls, coffee drinks, the flavors of fall. Folks, love me some pumpkin stuff. At Oakmont Bakery, they do it right, where everything is delicious.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Remember when they used to ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? At Bank of America, we ask every day, what would you like the power to do? When you work here, you help build businesses, inspire communities, and forge legacies. And now we've raised our U.S. minimum wage to $25 an hour. So the opportunity to do more also comes with competitive pay. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/25. Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
UPMC, life-saving. life-changing information. Amazing.
Hear about it. Then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
%15 turnout. Come on, man. Oh. Come on, man. And then people complain that they're not represented. Come on. You got county council seats up. You got the mayor thing going. You got the Supreme Court thing going, and you get 15% turnout. Come on, man. I got this woman calling, and you got to grab her, Trevin, about this robbery downtown. It's unbelievable stuff. She's calling right now. It's unbelievable. Roberta, go ahead.
Oh, hi, Marty. I just wanted to thank you for having a conversation about the election.
JD.
I vote. Yes, yes, it was wonderful. I vote by paper ballot, so I have to send mine in earlier. Yep. So if over the next few weeks, if you could talk about that, because I want to make informed decisions so that I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. All right.
Okay?
I promise you.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Because I'm kind of an idiot about it, so I'll have to get people, but... Changing gears. I just got this crazy email. You got to hear this story. This is unbelievable. It's both a horrible story about crime downtown and a heroic story about teenagers. Listen to this. Listen to this story. This is amazing. Oops, that's me. Hi, Jamie.
Hi there.
Wow. Wow, this is amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
Lay this out for us, my dear. This is crazy. Please.
Hi, yeah. So my mom works for Access Transportation in downtown Pittsburgh on Smithfield Street, and she was waiting for an Access van herself outside yesterday. She was sitting on a bench, and a woman came up to her.
What time?
In a dress, about 4:45.
So rush hour.
Rush hour, yep.
Yeah.
Kids were out of school. Everybody was out and about, and she came up and asked her for a lighter several times, and my mom's like, no, sorry. Oh, why? I don't smoke. And so my mom's handicapped right now with knee issues. So she tries to get up and walk away, like, have a good day. She said she tried to get up and walk away, and the woman snatched her necklace off of her neck that had a little charm on it that said, you are my sunshine, from her granddaughters. And so my mother starts yelling. She was like, hey, stop that woman. She stole my necklace. And it was 3 teenagers that came walking by. It was a boy and 2 girls, and they took off. Wow. And the boy was on a bike, and he blocks the woman down the street from going any farther, and they kind of jump on her, and they get her charm back.
No.
And they bring it back to my mom.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah. And they were offering hugs, and they're like, ma'am, do you have any grandkids? And can we be your grandkids? That was so awful. And yeah, I just thought it was so sweet of them to do that for her. And then the woman came back. What? She had the nerve to come walking back up. Yep. And so there was a guy who worked there at that time, and he said that he's calling the police. And these kids stood there and held her until the police could come.
Wow.
But, yeah, I just thought how nice that the teenagers stepped in and did something good like that. They didn't have to do that. I feel like kids get a bad rap.
They do.
And that was right. And so that was so nice that they did that. They waited with her till she could get on her van. And I just thought the hugs were so sweet. Like, ma'am, we got you, girl.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's heroic.
Yeah, right.
And also kind of an indicator of how sketchy it is downtown.
It is, yeah. For them making all these people go back to work, they sure don't have the security presence that they need to.
And how old was the woman that ripped off the necklace? How old, roughly?
Oh, probably 40s.
And was she high?
I imagine so, with no socks or with no shoes on, yeah.
Oh, wow. And not to be a goof, but what kind of value would your mom's necklace have had?
Well, it was definitely more sentimental value than anything, but it was very sentimental to her, yeah.
And now your poor mom is scared to death.
Yes, yeah, she was crying. I told you in the email she didn't want to cry and talk about it, so She had me do it, yeah, but she's still shaken up. Her whole office is shaken up from it. I mean, it could have been a lot worse.
Well, hell yeah.
We're thankful that it wasn't, yeah.
And it's a great story, though, to hear that these teens give a crap.
Yeah, for sure. I thought so.
If she runs into them, I need their names, man. I need to reward them, okay?
Yeah, I absolutely.
Jamie, I love you. I love the story. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Marty.
Wow.
Talk to you later.
Wow. Mom's sitting there. Some freak who's high grabs her coveted necklace and takes off. 3 teens, and I'm always picking on them because they're bums down there sometimes. Step up, chase the criminal down, get the necklace back, rescue mom's necklace, hold the thief until the cops get there. Teenagers. Yes. Hope. Love that story. Hey, folks, it's Marty. Is your house ready for these changing seasons? Did you notice loose shingles, siding, or drafty windows? Is your deck wearing out? Call Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Deck. Sam and Calvin. They're great. You know how important family is to me. I love this family. The Cousins are talented, they're local, and they're honest. Call Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks now to get your project scheduled. 989-COUSINS. Check out their work at callthecousins.com. They're amazing. Hearing the word Medicare brings confusion and many questions. Which Medicare plan's right for you? When should you apply? Marty here for MediConnect. This is a local company based here in Pittsburgh. The folks at MediConnect make Medicare simple. Arrange for a visit in your home, online, or in their office to discuss which plan is best for your situation. There's no charge to work with the top-rated experts from MediConnect. I trust them. I use them. So should you. 888-818-6334. MediConnect.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and almost 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. And if you think this is just a cosmetic problem, think again. Varicose or spider veins, if left untreated, can lead to swollen or discolored legs, cramping, the inability to stand or walk, neuropathy, even worse, blood clots, which can travel to other parts of your body. But here's the good news. Advanced Medical Vein Treatment Centers offers plans that treat and cure the condition, not just cover up. Grab your phone, take down this number, and call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248. When you call, you'll get free information. Free information on how you can live your life to the fullest again. Walk, exercise, sleep well. Your vein problems will not go away on their own, and in time can lead to major health issues. Call Advanced Medical Vein today for free information on fast and easy solutions that are covered by most insurance plans, Medicare included. Call 800-587-1248. That's 800-587-1248 today.
Mommy, how come I can't sit in the front seat?
Because I love you and you're just not ready yet.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 56 degrees at 1:30. I'm David Ballarado. U.S. Steel says the initial finding is of an independent investigation into the deadly August explosion that the Clairton Coke Works are in, and the findings by ETT match those of the U.S. Steel initial investigation, namely that high-pressure water used to clean a valve led to its rupture, sending combustible coke oven gas into the plant. The company says it continues to work closely with the Chemical Safety Board, OSHA, and EDT as they all seek a firm answer as to why the accident occurred. Funeral services held today in Latrobe for Charles Welsh. The 46-year-old University of Pittsburgh police sergeant died on Saturday after fighting cancer. Welsh joined the force in 2013. He's remembered not only for serving as a mentor to younger officers, but also for his involvement in raising funds for Special Olympics. A Las Vegas gentlemen's club rolled out a new promotion for laid-off or furloughed government employees. More now from CBS News correspondent Michael Wallace.
Crazy Horse 3 called it strippers against shutdowns, offering free lap dances for government workers whose paychecks dried up yesterday.
You have to bring your work ID or something that shows that you are with a government agency.
Club manager Louis Aceves.
Well, I don't think it's going to solve any of their problems, but if they can take a little bit of time during the day and just not think about it, then why not?
He says a little entertainment can go a long way in hard times. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
At this hour on Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 62 points. The Nasdaq has just turned higher moments ago. It's currently up about 9 points, and the S&P 500 lower, dropping 10 points as we speak. KDK Radio News Time 1:32. Our next update's coming up at 2 o'clock. I'm David Bollerado on the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Are you tired of online threats? Then get an antivirus. It's the only online protection you will ever need.
Disclaimer, an antivirus is just half protection online. It will not protect you from snoopers or encrypt your traffic. So get better online protection with NordVPN. NordVPN will encrypt your traffic, protect you from malware and phishing, and stop annoying ads. Save 77% on NordVPN and get 3 extra months.
Lock in amazing fall deals for your new roof with Home Genius Exteriors. Get 50% off roofing materials, plus 0% APR and no payments till 2027. And for a limited time, get free attic insulation. Call Home Genius Exteriors now at 855-U-R-GENIUS to schedule your free roof and attic inspection. That's 855, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. Home Genius Exteriors, the genius choice in roofing. See website for details.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for 26 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
Does your sports equipment, locker room, and shoes stink? Knock it out with Knockout. N-O-K-O-U-T is the GOAT to odor elimination. Just spray directly on the source of the odor and walk away. No rinse required. This multi-purpose spray is non-corrosive, non-flammable, hypoallergenic, and safe for people and pets. Knockout is available in 32-ounce spray bottles and 1-gallon bottles, too. Knockout is available at participating True Value hardware stores and online at disinfectwithsniper.com.
At a time when children are in crisis, the Kids Mental Health Foundation envisions a future where mental health is a vital part of growing up, and support starts with all of us. At home, at school, at practice, everywhere kids are.
If you're at school having a bad day, you just don't want to do anything.
I just get these thoughts like, do better. All my little emotions in my head is just running crazy. I don't know what to do.
As a teacher or coach, do you ever feel overwhelmed?
He's just in tears in the huddle. I was like, what's wrong? And he's just like, I'm just so frustrated, and I didn't know what to do.
None of my undergraduate studies talked about mental health.
Teachers need tons of help. The Kids Mental Health Foundation is the leading organization promoting mental health for children in the U.S. and has free tools and information developed by experts.
Having those resources is the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
Check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunshine but cool with a high of 62 this afternoon, then clear and cold tonight. Frost is possible mainly outside the city, low 37. Partly sunny, high 64 tomorrow. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zayer, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
McGuire Memorial has been inspiring hope and fostering growth since 1963. We'd like to recognize and thank all of their dedicated and committed staff who care for God's most vulnerable people. If you want to make a difference in someone's life and enjoy caring for others, then we invite you to join the team. Excellent benefits, paid vacation, personal and sick days. To apply, call Lauren 724-843-3400, extension 1153, or online at McGuireMemorial.org.
When you hire our firm, you become part of the family. Nobody messes with family. Get the good guys, good-looking guys.
Progressive Insurance. Take the next step forward in your career with great benefits and an award-winning workplace. Apply at careers.progressive.com.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Hi, this is Larry Richard. Join us Friday on the Big K Morning Show, 5:30 until 10. There is a lot going on in the Berg, and we've got all the details plus a breakdown of the Steelers-Bengals game.
Larry's crazy. He will stay up and watch that game. I am not exaggerating. He can't help himself. Do the math, because I worked that hell shift for about a year. It's horrible. And he's amazing. Ask Bartley, man. My man Bartley, when he has to work that shift, I come in, it's like zombie land. Huh? Who? Larry has some weird DNA. So that game, what time they start? 8:15, so it ends up about 11:30, right? Right? And by the time Larry de-escalates, calms down, 11:45, he gets up at 2:30. He gets up at 2:30. He's in there at 3:30. He's insane. I promise you, he will watch that whole game. I don't know. I get up at 4:30. I'm debating whether or not to watch it. If I do, here's what happens. I get jazzed up as much as I don't want to. I have to take stuff to go to sleep. This Unisom crap. And one night, you're supposed to take two. Real little. It's over-the-counter stuff. One night, I was so jazzed because I couldn't go to sleep. It was like 1 o'clock. So you hit 1 o'clock, you're getting up at 4:30. You're like, you're fried until Monday. I had to take 7, 6 Unisom. That's not healthy. So, my poor wife, she'll say, honey, don't watch. My man Jim, tape the second half. Watch it when you're working, and I can't. I'm a moron. I'm a loser. That's what Shumway used to do, but he's an intelligent human being. Shumway would go to sleep because he has a brain, wake up, and watch the whole thing. I can't do that.
The thing about that is you'd have to avoid anyone telling you the score or anything like that, right?
Well, that's not going to happen. My wife doesn't care. So sometimes I would think, now I'll go to sleep. And when I wake up, I'll check the score. No, I can't. Because I hear my phone buzzing. So if I just play it straight and don't take anything, I'll go to sleep about 2 in the morning. Maybe 2:30. I got a problem. Oh, well. Worse things can happen. I also take that, what's the supplement for sleep? I take it every night. I'm stupid, I don't remember it now. It works, kind of. Larry will watch the whole game and then go to bed. Melatonin. That seems to work. My son gets up to swim, and I take him. Gets up about 10-5. My man walks up to his room at about 9:30. He's asleep at 9:35. He has a gift. My man Jimbo, Ambien sucks. I was hallucinating from that. I was. And there's cases where people get up and crash their car and fall in the kitchen, and I never have nightmares. I was having night terrors from Ambien. No more. No more. I'm going to tell a quick story. And it matters to me, and it matters to me a lot. And it matters to so many of you who have loved ones that are kind of fighting a battle to live. My sis is, Barb, as you know. She does not mind me telling these stories. In fact, she likes it. She's had chemo for pancreatic cancer for 2.5 years. They gave her a year to live, so she's amazing. But the chemo makes her sick as hell, and I mean horrible. If anyone, raise your hand, you've been through chemo, it's hell. It's living in hell. And she gets it once a week. And she was so sick, she couldn't get it last week. And so she goes in today to Hillman for chemo. My brother, Chris, took her in. Who's the man. And her cancer marker at her last appointment was really high. What's really high? 560. It's very high. It's dangerous high. Okay? So she gets chemo, gets sick as hell from it, and I mean sick as hell. Pain like you never imagined. Vomiting, nausea, all that crap, if you know anyone that's had chemo. And so today was kind of the test for the end or get on with living. I'm not exaggerating. So the whole family waits for her to get these blood tests back. And anyone that's been through cancer knows this. You live and die by these friggin' tests, whether you like this or not. This is kind of the game. So her marker was 530, her last test. She goes in, gets her blood test, and the cancer marker is 250. Cut it by more than half. And I'm sitting here wanting to cry. That's all. You spend so much of your time loving your family. And I remember when my father was dying and had liver cancer, and every morning, I'm not trying to get morbid here, but anyone out there's been through this, you know this war you fight in your head and in your heart. And so every morning, my sister Sandy, who's a miracle to us, would send my father's test for this number for his liver cancer. And we lived our lives based on a number. I'm not kidding. And thus it goes when you love someone. So my sister's lined up for another dose of chemo, and I sent her a text, get on with living. I don't know. The best day I've had in a hell of a long time was the day when I was able to bring a Minio's pizza to my sister's house and she could eat a little piece. Because that brought her joy. And of all the things that we want in our lives, all the things that we want to happen, and you end up praying for a friggin' test to come back, someone else's test. That's what it is. It's all that matters, family. Get on with living.
Listen to the Marty Griffin Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hearing the news every day is one thing. Hearing it hit home is something altogether different. That's the difference you hear every day on KDKA Radio. We go beyond the benign headlines and bring the news to life. Your life. So stay here and hear the news and what a difference it makes. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Gather up the season's best savings all month long during the Jim Shorkey Kia North Huntington and Wexford Harvest the Savings event.
Lease a new 2026 Kia Sportage for just $199 a month for 24 months or finance for 1.99% APR for 60 months.
Don't wait. The road to fall savings starts here. Your deal, your way. What a great day at Jim Shorkey Kia in North Huntington and in Wexford.
Visit us during the Kia Fall Savings event or call 609-735-6849 for offer details.
Hey, it's Marty. Look, folks, you know fall is the perfect season to tackle those home improvement projects before this weather turns cold, and it will. If your windows are old and drafty, inefficient, you need new ones, come on, folks. Universal Windows Direct. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, no limit, 0% financing for 3 years. That is amazing. And you get $500 off your entire home improvement project when you schedule. 412-545-6003. 412-545-6003.
PNC Bank is committed to helping the customers and the communities they serve move forward financially. To do this, they're implementing their community benefits plan that focuses on affordable home lending, small business loans, and employee volunteerism, and creating other opportunities to give back on a local level. They're proud to be part of the Pittsburgh community. See how PNC Bank can make a difference for you at pnc.com/ourcommitments. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
As an athlete, I'm all about performance and my overall health. I've wanted to improve my smile for a while, but I thought braces was the only option. A friend of mine mentioned she was improving her smile with Invisalign, so I checked out with my local orthodontist and found out that Invisalign could work for me as well. After a quick scan, my orthodontist created my Invisalign plan, and I couldn't be more excited to start. Check out Invisalign.com to find a doctor in your neighborhood. It's great that there are trained Invisalign doctors in our own community here. Invisalign.com.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. Allegheny Health Network is affiliating with Heritage Valley Health System. AHN, which is owned by Highmark Health, is due to make the announcement official at a news conference later today at Heritage Valley's hospital in Beaver County. The signing of the agreement will mark a significant step forward in enhancing healthcare access and quality for residents of Western Allegheny County, Greater Beaver County, and the surrounding area, AHN said in a statement. Heritage Valley is one of the last independent health systems in Western Pennsylvania. Also, after years of operating a well-established business in Mount Lebanon for 13 years, Catherine and Alexandria Davin opted to move closer to clients in the city where they could also better draw from different parts of the region. The mother-daughter partners recently consummated the move to their Davin interior in the first floor of 3000 Smallman Street, a 24,000 square foot office building constructed in the years before the pandemic by Scriber Real Estate, opening their traditional business to be joined by Interior Arts, a furniture showroom expected to complement their established line of work in a neighborhood with fast-growing residential populations coming and newly developed apartment projects, townhouses, and the occasional condo development. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to PittsburghBusinessTimes.com. I'm Mike Larson.
It's Marty Griffin on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
We tell personal stories on these shows because it matters to you, because these things happen to you. It's kind of what we do. When I tell a story about our cancer, I hear about your cancer, and then we find hope together. It's the only way you get through. Otherwise, you just sit in a chair and say, the world sucks, pass me another joint. I'm serious. You just give up and say, screw it. Which people do that too. And why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? Because it's a horrifying experience. But the fact is that we see these things occur where some make tremendous progress in their effort to live. And to be honest, the story about my sister has a lot to do with her attitude. She's always pleasant about it, and I can't understand it. The problem is a lot of people give up and say, screw it, and just let me die, and then they die. As we get older, a lot of our peers, right, start to die of different things, and then so you end up going to these parties, and everyone talks about who died last or who's dying from what, and that's when it's a drag. It's the Marty Griffin theory on life and why I like having young kids, because there's always a joy in the room. No matter where we go, if I'm with my kids, they're full of joy. My son still loves a piece of pizza. My daughters love pit football, pit volleyball. They love the college experience. They're in love. They have boyfriends. It's that, right, chasing the rabbit thing. So you surround yourself with people who love and like to love, and they're pleasant, and it soaks in, and you stay uplifted. You surround yourself with people who want to die, and then you feel like you're dying. And I've seen it my whole life. It can choke you, man. A dramatic illness like that, it just can. Why wouldn't it? Most of the time you're sitting in a chair alone, and if you're in the chemo, you're sitting in that chair for 4 hours, and you're thinking about, I'm going to die. You lose 60 pounds. You look like you just came from some concentration camp, right? Everybody feels sorry for you. And then you find hope, and here you are. I hope that these stories that we tell from time to time about hope and making a difference create that hope and optimism. My sister is very clear about it. If she didn't have kids, if she didn't have family, she'd be dead. It's the truth. Why wouldn't she? Because all you got to say is, I don't want this chemo anymore, and then you die. And then you die. And that's part of what we do, right? We die. But you'd like to do it on your own terms. I wonder what my own terms are. My uncle's 95. My Uncle Mike. He's a badass. Love him. He still laughs. He said something the last time we talked. He said, everyone I know is dead. Everyone's dead. All my friends, my wife, one of my sons. You're 95, man. You're not chasing the rabbit anymore. The rabbit died. But somehow he's happy. And I find that with my sister and my family being around her. My sister told me last week when I was with her, we sit on her back porch and we go down there most Sundays. And my sister said, I would be dead if it wasn't for my family. My family has kept me alive. And it's just love, right? You get in the car, you drive to your sister's, you laugh, you have some snacks, you watch some football, you watch some movies, you tell some stories, you pet the dog, you go home, and she's still alive. I think if you can find a way to provide hope for folks that you know that are struggling, then they're better off. If you can't, then they'll die. They'll die. I have friends that are dying that have no joy in their life. None, man. None. And I don't know what to do about that. Because no jokes can cover it. Nothing. And you're afraid to say, how you feeling? Because you know they're dying. But the example I gave of my sister and her cancer score gives you the hope that you need. Look, things happen. Things can turn around. You got to find a way to find joy in your life. It's all that friggin' matters. One of my closest friends, his wife has ALS right now. She's falling down 4 times a day. She's the love of his life. I'm serious. He finds a way to find himself surrounded by love and kids and grandkids and joy every single day. And I asked him why. He said, what else do we have? We're going down swinging. She fell 4 times yesterday. I don't give a damn. We're going down swinging. You know why? Because they find joy. Learn one thing about life. If you can find joy, you'll be all right. If you can't, you're screwed. You really are.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
You know your customers. Ralph likes his coffee black on Fridays, but Mondays he takes a little cream. Jennifer comes in every 3 years when her lease is up to get the newer and better model. And for some reason, pepperoni pizza sells like crazy on Friday nights. Who knew? At Odyssey, we have the expertise to get your media plan done right. With ads like you're hearing right now, to targeted social media campaigns, search engine optimization, and location-based advertising. Advertise with Odyssey and help us grow your business. Visit ads.odyssey.com.
Steel City Shredding, Pittsburgh's premier local option for shredding and document management. We make it convenient with on-site shredding at your business or quick drop-off at our Strip District location. We also offer hard drive destruction, e-waste removal, plus new scanning and digitizing services to eliminate the clutter and boost security. Steel City Shredding, trusted, convenient, and 100% recycled. Visit steelcityshredding.com.
Are debt payments keeping you up at night? Credit cards, medical bills, personal loans, it can all add up and feel impossible to keep up. If you owe $10,000 or more in unsecured debt, J.G. Wentworth may be able to help you and put you on the path to freedom in as little as 24 to 48 months. Imagine one affordable monthly payment instead of juggling multiple bills and creditors. We've helped thousands of people cut their debt by up to 50% before fees, and we don't get paid unless we reduce your debt. The more you owe, the more you could save. Call 877-CASH now. The call is free, the consultation is free, and there's no obligation to sign up. Call today for your free consultation. 877-CASH now. That's 877-CASH now. Don't wait. Every day you delay could cost you more. Call 877-CASH now today. Results vary, not all debts qualify. Debt resolution impacts credit and may increase what you owe. Average savings before fees 43%, 25% after fees. The choice to stop paying creditors is yours. J.G. Wentworth does not pay debts or provide legal, tax, or credit repair services.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 60 degrees at 2 o'clock. I'm David Colorado. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. Home improvements with no interest financing if you need it. TrustPJ.com. President Trump will speak with Vladimir Putin today amid Ukraine's request for long-range missiles. Sagar Magani has more.
The president's due to host Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky here at the White House.